not to trust anybody on the road.
So naturally, you guys trust the first person in the taxi. That's great.
You know, naturally. We end up running into
3 berserkers.
Reggie Templeton. That was probably a lie anyway. Probably not his real name. Probably has a dumb name.
Hey, man, that is canonically his name, and I came up with it on the spot. I'm damn proud of that. -10 inspiration for insulting my name choice.
No, I didn't saw his name. I was saying that was a lie. He probably has a real dumb name.
He is untrustworthy.
Like, I thought he didn't tell us his actual name, but I guess that was his actual name. But anyway, he told us Valakai is not as safe as it seems.
I mean,
that was probably also a lie.
To put his head on a spike, so I think he would have told us his real name.
Nah, because then we said, never come see us again, and he went and squealed on us.
Yeah. Gonna have to track him down and kill him at some point.
And his family.
Of course.
Holy shit, dude.
That's true. That's true. He probably doesn't even have a family. He was begging for his life, and then he went and ratted us out.
We're gonna do what we did.
Probably doesn't even have
He
family.
almost got us all killed. We're gonna go get his own family.
This is why I have trust issues.
He avoided fighting some dire wolves by where we gave up some rations and the fox. Bought some
Give him Arthur's secret.
We
We had a wolf carcass.
we fought off some birds.
We
Like
fought off some crows.
and the Skelly boys.
as they came down our chimney, and all we had was a broomstick.
Skelly boys.
I can just picture, like, you guys are fighting birds, and then Strahd just shows up with werewolves. It's like, oh, cool, they're fighting the birds.
Records.
It's just like, you thought that was the encounter. You were wrong.
It's a trap.
You guys,
Half the party got knocked out in the first round, and then they got closer, and then he busted a move with his dog, Lancelot, and then
Lancelot 2 coming in clutch.
and as soon as we were all about to leave, I passed out. Balthasar dragged 2 of you out of there, and then the dog put a rope on my ankle and dragged my ass out of
We
there.
are going to resolve these multiple concussions you received.
yeah, you
And
guys.
for the record, Lancelot 2.0 is the man.
Oh yeah.
Damn right he is.
I mean, when his ass bites of force hit, they really pack a punch.
Those force bites.
Yeah, so you guys intelligently got the fuck out because Strahd, will fuck you up. And you guys were able to, some of you awake, but like lick your wounds and make it to Valakai. So as you're approaching Valakai, I've got some flavor text to add to you. There's a sign on the road that you're on that says Old Sphalic Road. This road meanders into a valley, watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. These are a lot of big words. Thick fog presses up against the wall of this town, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures behind them. Planted in the ground and flanked by the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them.
Nice.
You know what's up.
Yeah, these seem like pretty based people.
Based.
All right, so that's it for my my narration. You guys are at the gates. You see that it's locked. There's 2 figures behind.
Are I bang on the door. Hey, let us in.
There are 2 guards. They call out to you and says, "Who goes there? What is your business?"
We're being chased by werewolves and also Strahd.
First, by Strahd and werewolves. What proof do you have of this?
Well, go ahead and keep wasting our time. I'm sure you'll see them soon.
It is true, they do plague this area. What proof do you have that you mean us no harm?
Armenians, come forth.
Does Irina say anything?
Oh shit, yeah. Irina would mention these people are honorable and true. They safely escorted me from Barovia to here. We narrowly escaped Strahd when he tried to capture us. He cast sleep, so I am told multiple times. We barely made it out alive. And I think at this point, the 2 guards look at each other and are convinced and decide to let you in.
Nice. Thanks, milady.
Thank you, kind sir, for escorting me out on your noble steed.
Ooh.
All right. So at this point, inside the city, you notice it's a lot healthier than Barovia. I mean, like, there's not as many houses that are run down and abandoned. There are people walking out throughout the square. There's all kinds of signs and posters about different festivals. The people tend to be really cheery and seemingly happy. You're welcome to explore the town and talk to the townspeople. Just need you to talk it out, decide where to go, and I'll explain what happens, I guess.
Find the Templeton family.
Yeah. Also, I missed everything except for the first thing. So it was the monk, then.
All right, monk is the knowledge of the ancient. The treasure is hidden behind the sun in the house of Sate.
I'm tracking that one.
Let me type it out. That way, everyone, let's go to the chat here.
Oh, I was gonna say I wrote down the cards that were pulled last week.
Yeah, it's the same cards, just in a completely different order.
Okay, so if you don't want to type it out, it was like Monk, Myrmidon, Dark Lord, Torturer.
Yes.
Monk, Torturer, Myrmidon, Dungeon, Dark Lord is the new order.
Yeah, that's the new order.
Dungeon. Uh-oh.
But it's still the first one is of knowledge to tell you about your enemy. The second one, is it the torturer, I think? Yeah. It's a powerful force for good and protection. 3 is the Myrmidon. It's like a sword of sunlight. And then I guess for 2, the hint was, where is it? Where is torture?
A town where all is not well, a house of corruption sits with a dark room full of still ghosts.
That.
Whoa.
Yeah, we got like extra information for all the cards too.
Yeah, because all I remember about the torture was that there was a holy symbol and protection.
Yeah. The fourth one is the Donjon, which is someone who will help you in your fight against Strahd.
Oh yeah, Don John.
And no, but that is a pretty good name. Hello, my name is Don John.
That's what I put down. I put Don John.
That's just dungeon spelled all medieval-like.
Oh.
Like the picture on the card is a dungeon. I just read it authentically.
Oh, I literally put it down like that.
No,
Like
his
Don John.
name is not indeed Don John.
Oh,
It's going to be now.
He should be, yeah.
Unfortunately, I could name him Don, but like the last name's kind of important.
Donald
Donald John.
DJ, if you will.
We find him at like a rap party. Like a rave.
But it's search for a troubled man surrounded by wealth and madness. His home is his prison.
Sounds like a DJ.
And then the fifth one is the location of the Dark Lord, which was the Dark Lord card, which basically says.
Next to him lurking in the depths.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so the descriptions were out of order.
Yeah, I drew them, but I read them out of order.
Oh.
Because like the Dark Lord and the Donjon are like they would be like the face cards in like a deck.
Okay.
Of cards. So I misplaced them.
Makes sense. All right. Don John is a helper.
Just in case.
And then the torturer is a house that's not well.
The ruined temple.
Yeah, but it is specifically about
What do these symbols
a
say?
holy
Those
symbol
don't,
that
right?
hey guys, I need the side chatter to simmer down a bit. It's about a holy symbol of protection. Third is Sword of Sunlight. Fourth is Helper. Fifth is the Dark Lord, and where to find him.
Nice.
I think that ought to clear that part up.
Nice, nice.
I'm looking forward to Myrmidon.
Yes, as am I.
Word of sunlight.
I'll make you a deal. If it's bigger than one hand, it's all yours.
Sounds good. I don't have much use for a one-handed sword anyway, so
Who has
that
lost
seems
their
fair
arm?
to me.
Who lost their arm? We should give the sword of sunlight to you. just suck it on.
I'm actually really excited to see what an artificer might be able to do with it.
You might need a hand with that.
It will probably depend on what kind of sword it actually is, maybe, and what you'll let me get away with.
I'm excited for this.
I may need to decide what to do with it between sessions.
All right, so just let's do a recap of where Valakai sits within Barovia. So let me know if you guys moved with that. Are you guys able to see the map of Barovia
Yes.
now?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to steal Irina. So just a reminder, Valakai is right here. Where you guys are at is where you were traveling. You went along the road from Barovia. There's a big lake here. This is just location, but right now you guys are in Valakai.
I bet the sword's at Luna Lake because that's the only mountain lake I see. Also, Mother Night, Luna. Just saying.
Luna Lake. Where the hell do you see Luna? Oh,
You have to scroll down on the map, but
I see it now.
it's the only lake that I see that's closest to a mountain.
And also has moon in the name. I like where your head's at.
That's that's my theory.
Yeah. I guess should we be doing these in order?
It does not matter.
Oh.
So I'd say the purpose of this session and probably next one is to explore Valakai, which the book says it's Valaki, and I think that's dumb, so it's going to stay Valakai.
Yeah, it looks like Malachi.
Basically,
That sucks.
from here on out, it's a sandbox adventure. You kind of had the first few sessions were static. From now on, you can go where you please. You just have to tell me where you're going.
I bet
Mine's
we
like
could
that.
look for a son in the Saint house within Valaki.
I would like to talk to the villagers and ask where the Templeton family lives.
Okay. So you guys are starting out where Irina is. So you're sort of just inside the town. Or you could choose to speak to the guards.
I can ask the guards, yes. I'd like to ask the guards.
Okay, so you ask, there's 2 guards, one's male, one's female. It doesn't matter. I'm just, we're an equal opportunity employer in Valakai.
Opportunity sentencing.
So based.
They ask or Bob asks the guards, if they know anyone by the name of Templeton, or last name of Templeton, a family. And neither of them are able to say so. I mean, there's some more prominent families in the town, but they've never met a Templeton at any of the many festivals they have going on. So they don't. They would find it strange to not have come across a Templeton.
What are these other prominent families you speak of?
Oh, other prominent families? Well, now that you ask. Everyone knows the Valakovics, or Valakovics. I'm going to type that.
Please.
The Valakovics, the burgomaster, or like the mayor, is Baron Vargas Valovic. Him and the Duchess, his wife, live in a big mansion in town, along with their son Victor.
Victor Valakovic.
Victor
Valakai.
Victor Valakovic of Valakai.
Okay. Tracking.
But obviously they're the main family in town. Victor is, or not Victor, Vargas, being the town's burgomaster, is responsible for keeping the enemies at bay from around the city. And he helps with keeping the people's spirits up. They have festivals weekly, and the people are generally very happy. Another big family, but one that is quite in conflict with the Valavics, is the Wachters. Lady Wachter is very much at odds with Vargas and his family. They oppose all of the festivals and think it's kind of stupid. That they're just sort of masking, some perceived stank. They're not very social people at all.
Sounds like somebody didn't get invited to the party and they're kind of upset.
Mm-hmm. She also has 2 sons that cause trouble throughout the town. Again, this is through the perspective of the guards. They say we have run-ins with them all the time. Other notable people.
What kind of trouble?
Oh. They're drunkards. They get into fights all over the town. They just kind of cause trouble throughout town. Nothing violent. Well, other than drunken fights.
Yeah. I'm
Not-
alright.
Not like murder type trouble.
Yeah, not like murder
No.
type trouble. They're just.
Some hoodlums.
Mm-hmm. And then, although this person's not really, hasn't been here long, they've certainly taken the interest of most of the town people. There is a half elf that came into town with a cart, doing all sorts of tricks and carnival favors by the name of Rictavio. He's travels throughout town. He appears to have become a temporary resident. He's pretty cool.
Fabio.
Rictavio.
Rictavio.
Rictavio. Well, his name's not Don John, so.
Mhm. Also, if you're visiting Valakai, let's see, who else is cool?
Who's the cool kids?
Sample the local selection of fine cheeses.
I mean, just about. Not the cheese part, but there's also Heinrich van der Voort, who's the local coffin maker here. There's also Gaduf Blinsky, maker of the famous Blinsky toys. Perhaps you have heard of him throughout your travels or seen some of his work.
Well, hasn't this place been off the map for a long time?
Well, I mean, within Barovia.
Oh, okay.
Like, he's famous
Sorry,
within
talking to him.
Barovia.
I got a question for him, man.
Questions?
Oh, no, more like I want to talk to that guy later.
And there's one more major family, which I gotta find stuff about. There's also the Marchikov family, which are keepers of the feathers, what they call themselves. And they're often found at the Blue Water Inn. Those are the notable people in this town, but still no Templetons.
Why do these
thank you
people
so
call
much for the
themselves the
information.
keepers of the feathers? Is a curious title in themselves.
Well, they seem to have a love for ravens. There's ravens often seen perching on the Blue Water Inn. Perhaps that's the reason. Let me see if I have anything specifically.
Almost like a loft of ravens.
Yeah, perhaps.
Are they perhaps in a Ravenclaw?
That's too meta.
Oh, fancy Harry Potter.
Um,
Well, Arena, Lady, where are you being escorted to within the city?
Uh, it sounds like the inn might be a good place for us to rest and get some food. I'm sure I can find a way to make a life for myself here if we start out there.
I was thinking that as well. Let's go get a room.
I think
So
yes,
I
it
walk
would be a
in the
good
thing
idea.
and saying maybe they might have a special for fitting multiple people in a room.
Oh no, only one king size bed left.
I can use a pull-out couch.
All right, and so that area is going to be here, just about in the center of town.
Ooh,
And we
island.
will actually, let me copy your peoples.
A map of the inn. Oh, that's great.
In map.
Ah, yeah, let's get in it.
Everyone pile into the inn.
Oh shoot, did I delete it?
No.
Yes, sir.
Watch as the building slowly shimmers out of existence.
All right, let me make it real quick.
It just disappears. That's odd.
Oh
I
wait,
thought it was open.
One of the townsfolk is just like, yeah, every Tuesday, it just phases out
just
of reality.
disappears.
It'll be back on Wednesday.
Something strange happens. We've done the math, and it seems a 5% chance every day that the inn's actually a giant mimic. Roll between.
Please no.
You get a nat 20 and spawn.
Like the Dark Souls mimics, just for his legs and arms.
A wild sorcerer, but on every natural one, whatever they're casting at turns into a mimic.
Like Monster House.
Let's see.
The carpet turned into a tongue.
Sorry, my bad. I got to upload it.
The basement's filled with Rudolph's toys.
I've been thinking what might happen if Alton dies, and I don't know if I'd want to do something to actually be helpful to cleric, or just do a wild magic sorcerer and see see how this goes.
I'd kill you.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about
I'd probably
how
kill you if you were evil.
our only healers
Not evil.
aren't coming back.
No, but my character just.
I have a little bit of healing.
Oh yeah, so we have a little bit. We have like in a pinch.
I can now heal up to I guess 6 times. But that's if I only use cure wounds.
That's good. It raises the the stakes.
Yeah.
The less heals we have, risk reward.
We'll be a lot more vested in staying alive. And actually kind of lends a certain element of horror, since we might just die or lose a limb and not ever get it back.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, me too.
It's this.
He's not
If you really need it, you still have those 2 health potions. Comes down to it.
My character's done a lot of research on this.
Okay. Now, oh, I gotta title it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Oh, people.
Wow. Oh, yep. The room that's labeled P, that will be hours. Not like big hours, small hours.
Or as I said, 2 people.
All right, so as you approach, gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large 2-story building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
I'm going to make a perception check to see if there's a bunch of ravens.
I think everyone's passive perception picks up the ravens.
I'm made a raven check.
All right, raven check.
31.
Oh my god. They're very black ravens.
Okay, how about the? Do you actually roll 31?
No, I counted it wrong.
What do you add to a raven check?
Wisdom, a nature.
Yeah, it was the passive that I added on accident. So 3, 6, 24 though.
Okay. So you are able to notice that they appear to be watching you in almost like a human-like way. Like you can see a lot of intelligence in them, the way they're like looking you up and down.
Yes, Alex, I know that ravens are very smart.
I'm just saying, these ones.
No, yeah, I get it. Like, I know ravens are smart.
Okay.
Can I put out?
Actually, that's not a bad
I'm
idea.
gonna toss out some rations and kind of like do the.
Hey, who's metagaming over there?
That would be Jake.
I'm not metagaming.
Oh, hey, Jake, did I tell you how smart the ravens look lately?
Maybe he just wants to feed him.
Yeah, I just like ravens.
So as you leave them out, the ravens kind of look at you and caw, but they don't come down quite yet.
I call back and raise my metal hand in solidarity. I also take out some of my rations and feed them to the birds. I want to feed the ravens too.
I don't think they seem very interested.
They called, didn't they?
Yes, but
Is it a good thing?
most birds do make noises kind of all the time.
I just hope they bring me some knickknacks like the birds back home.
So things that we have learned: birds are smart. Birds
Smart.
do not eat food when you're there. Gotcha. 3 facts today.
I'm gonna have Archimedes hang out up there with the ravens.
So they seem very apprehensive, and they sort of move out of the way to let Archimedes land on the roof, giving him distance. And they sort of like look at him in like the little, I don't know how much you guys know ravens, but like they kind of like chortle towards themselves, or like to themselves, so they kind of do that.
Sounds like they're being petty.
I mean,
Do they quaff?
Metal, right? Or is he like an actual owl?
He's not an actual owl. I'm gonna make another perception check to see if the ravens quaff.
If they what?
Quaff?
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know, but it's important.
Did you just Google noises that ravens make? I don't know where that word came from.
You will soon. It's just a form of talking, I guess. Like a joke.
I'm looking it up right now. Like, you talking about the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe?
I'm asking, do the ravens quaff? Or perhaps they quaff nevermore.
Oh, God.
Okay, I get it now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, okay, you got me. You got me. I'm a poser. I have the complete works of Poe on my shelf. Haven't read it yet.
That's like the one line that I know by him.
Yeah, they're sort of keeping their distance from Archimedes, kind of like it's a clique.
Understandable. Well,
But also, like, can you imagine being a real life bird and like a metal owl? Like, just like,
oh, it's not. He's not metal. He looks exactly like a owl. He's
okay, so
just
just a construct, I guess? Or,
not a. It. There's a different word for it. I'm forgetting because I summoned him.
oh, is it
so
a
would
familiar?
be
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused. Is it like a
Archimedes is my familiar.
right, but is it
Yeah,
like
so
a real owl or how does that work?
Well, it's not quite a real owl because I summoned it, so it's an extraplanar creature that looks exactly like an owl and behaves exactly like an owl.
Oh,
So
okay.
for all intents and purposes, it's an owl.
Okay.
like, yeah, basically that's kind of like how they explain that, like, your summon companion can come back. So, like, when your summon companion reaches 0 hit points, it just kind of like poofs
Okay.
May I
because
go
it's
to
not
the,
technically real. It's like a spirit thing.
may I go to the water fountain and do a precision check to see if it's clear water or is it like poison water or something like
Yeah. So go ahead and roll for that.
that? Alright. Oh shit, I'm done.
Yeah, it says
One.
you gain the service of a familiar, a spirit that takes an animal form.
Gotcha. I guess when I heard it's not like a real owl, I assumed it was like a construct or something. But like
Oh no. It's like a real owl.
Okay.
It just poofs.
what did you get, Ryan?
I got a one. Not on that one, just a
Oh, so you have a negative modifier.
indeed.
Okay. You somehow like you can't find the well. Like you get disoriented. And you're just like, wait, where did that well go?
Tricky wells.
Oh well.
Well, I am getting tired of standing outside. I'm going to go in.
Yes, I am also going that way.
As interesting as these birds are,
These ravens are going to eat while I'm here.
I mean, that's the sense you get. Like they acknowledged, but they're like not coming down. All right, so you enter inside compartment C is what they're calling it.
Oh, homie.
Chairs and stuff, and you see where the bar is, and you're welcomed by a man behind the bar. And he says, "Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Blue Water Inn. Please have a seat anywhere you like."
A libation for you, milady?
She says, "I wouldn't mind a drink."
Alright, I'm gonna get her a room and a drink.
All right, so you
I just give him, how much is it per night?
that's a good question. Oh, yeah, that works. I'm vibing with that music. Let's see. A bed for the night costs 50 gold pieces.
50 gold?
Yes.
Holy smokes, our money will do no good here. That's like,
You guys have so much money.
you understand that 50 gold is like an entire town's tax money for a year?
That's,
Bob, did you know that?
that might be the case in a town like Barovia, but you can see Valakai is much more well-to-do.
How
This,
many of us are going to sleep in
this,
Holy shit. She's gonna have to sell her body. I can't help her at all.
All you see is Bob dancing in the corner.
he says we also have fresh beet soup, fresh bread, cooked wolf steak costs 2 gold pieces. Let's see. A pint of purple grape mash number 3 wine is 1 gold. A pint of superior red dragon crush wine is 2 gold pieces. He says, normally we have more wine than that, but our supply is just about depleted. The latest delivery from Wizard of the Wine's winery is overdue.
I'd like to haggle.
All right, what are you?
On page 158 of the player's handbook, it says that a stay at the inn, the most expensive one is aristocratic, and then below that is wealthy. It's 4 gold a night for aristocratic, wealthy is 2 gold, and then comfortable is 8 silver per night. So I can't offer you 50 gold.
Pliny's second player's handbook.
That's. Oh, you know what? I
50 silver.
No, give me a sec.
Bob's over there getting his dinner time.
Yeah, Corey, I was gonna agree with you. I was like, maybe the town's just super inflated. Like everyone gets like 100 gold per hour.
Yeah, this is like post-war Germany. Like, you take your thousands of dollars to the market and buy a half loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Hyperinflated economy.
Okay, here's what I did, guys. Here's what I did. I mixed up electrum and platinum.
Oh,
I forgot that electrum is between silver and gold. I thought it was higher than gold, but actually I thought it was higher than platinum. That's where I goofed. But also, this kind of brings up an interesting fact or concept that I hadn't thought about. Is like, what would inflation look like in a region completely cut off from like everywhere else?
That's what I thought. I was like, maybe they just look like.
just have a ridiculous trade economy. We would have to obviously go into business as merchants because adventuring's no longer as profitable.
Yeah, we're not going to stay at this lane. We're just going to.
That is an interesting question, though. Yeah, what would their economy look like?
Right. See, that was a goof on me for getting the currencies. Let's see. 50 electrum pieces would be
5 gold.
yeah, 5 gold. Okay. Whew. Yeah, it's 5 gold for a night. Everything else is fine.
Still incredibly expensive, but I would be willing to pay your fee. So that's going to be 150 gold for a month. I'll give him a month.
For a month.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're trying to set her up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I feel like maybe I'll be rewarded someday, maybe by her brother, or tithes, or large tracts of land.
Pliny is playing the long game. He's making investments.
Oh yeah.
Pliny's looking at the stock market of Barovia.
It's like as we're traveling, he's like, "Ooh, let's give it a Strahd. Get a really nice housing development."
I just bust out my abacus and start frantically skidding beads across.
Oh.
All right, so you're putting Irina up for about a month. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and she can't have a roommate.
Ah.
Well, because she's the Burgermeister's sister. It wouldn't be right.
That's fair.
And then I'll get a round or a pitcher of wine.
Pitcher of wine. Shit, now I gotta do math. Um,
Maybe he could include it since, I mean, I did just
that sounds.
make him a shit ton of money.
Yeah, he said.
Ha!
If this young lady is staying with us for a while, she's family, and so you're family.
Nice.
And so he ends up. All of you get cooked wolf steak, beet soup, and fresh bread, and as much wine as you will have. Although he does remind you that they're rather low on wine because the
I come over doing my dance, and I put 5 gold pieces on the table and say, "I got you, bro."
he appreciates your offer. Excuse me. He says, please feel free to explore the tavern. There also are various other patrons here that you. There are various other patrons here that are staying that you may choose to strike up a conversation with. We're friendly people here in Valakai.
Excellent. Did her room key have a letter to a corresponding room on it?
I gotta figure that out real quick. Let's see.
P would look pretty good.
Hey, Pliny, why don't you lead your horse to the stables?
Oh, I mean, I assume the horse didn't come in.
Yeah, Bob, you weirdo.
He rides it hard and Arena on the back of the horse just walks in. Just knocks over chairs.
So are we just free to do some stuff in the inn then?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out which of the rooms don't have people in them.
Ooh. I didn't realize I was making such a job. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't prepare super well for this. I didn't know what was happening until this morning. It looks like N is open.
Very well.
P, obviously you guys have quite good taste, but that's where me and the missus sleep.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right, so
No, N's fine. Yeah, so I guess I'll give her room key and let her know if it's all hers for the month. Hopefully she can get back on her feet or things are cleared up by then.
thank you. I'm sure with your kindness and generosity so far, I'll have no problems making a name for myself in this town.
Yes, and make sure to lock your door at night and don't invite anybody in.
Of course, we're quite used to that after living in Barovia.
Yeah, specifically Strahd. I mean, if you wanted to invite, someone special in, but like not Strahd, because he's a vampire.
Of course not. So in the tavern, you see two men sitting at a table with one another. Swapping stories and drinking with one another. Sorry, I'm still looking. Let's see where's N4? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome back. All right. Was it fun?
Okay, I got it now. There's the two hunter-looking people there. You also see a half-elf sitting and drinking. There's...
Maybe it's Tavio.
Yeah, I think that's all the people there. Well,
I have
yeah.
barkeep. I
Yes.
didn't quite get your name.
My name is Erwin.
Rowan.
Erwin, Marchikov. So this is one of the guys that...
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's one of the Marchicons.
Mhm.
Is this the lone
Well,
guy?
he seems pretty nice.
Lone guy.
Or the half elf?
Huh?
Wait, who is this? Which one?
The barkeep.
The barkeep.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he-
I thought they weren't into partying.
No. That's the
Watcher.
Oh, he's one of the keepers of the feathers.
yeah.
Yeah.
The what?
The
What-
Marchicons are the keepers of the feathers.
What feathers? Was that in the cards?
That wasn't in the cards. That was talking to the guards about the important people in town.
What
The
was the first name of the
Walker
barkeeper?
family is the ones who's
Oh,
all
right.
like, vegetables, But anyway, I have a couple questions for you, Erwin, if you have some time.
Of course.
You mentioned this Wizards of the Wine winery. Where is that located?
He pulls out a similar map of Barovia to what you guys have. Give me a sec to switch screens. Let me make sure it's in the area I think it is. Gotcha. It is where I'm about to put Irina, but not yet. Right here.
Oh.
So it's below the town of Kresik up here, past Lake
my town.
Bartok. It is above. There's no other towns. Cool.
South of Raven River. All right.
Yes.
So what is this?
Interesting.
This is the main winery and wine producing thing in the region. An exception of Barovia, since it's so close to the outside of town, or outside of the region of Barovia, they're still able to get. So remember I talked about the eccentric, feathery-looking people.
Yeah.
They're not welcome in Valakai, but he believes the barkeep believes that they're able to actually leave the boundaries of Barovia and bring back more distilled liquors. Everywhere else in Barovia, wine is the staple. And Wizards of the Vines Winery, or Wizards of the Wines wine? No, Wizard of the Vines Winery is the main producer of wine in all of Barovia.
Wait, but there's feathery people? I don't remember that.
They have like feathers on their hats. I guess I should have explained that better. They wear like oranges and purples. They have like really beautiful
macaroni.
So basically the eccentric Three Musketeers.
Yeah, kind of. There were people in the tavern in Barovia. I also might not have explained it well, but the encampment that you met Madame Eva at, those were the Valakai. They're not Valakai, Vistani. The Vistani peoples, which are the feathery. I think I goofed and didn't like name that ethnic group.
So they're gypsies?
They're what? What was that, Corey?
They're gypsies?
I mean, yeah. Just not the name, but basically, yeah.
Well, that would be racist.
I find that an interesting topic right now, but like, look, this is not a
Okay.
not a social commentary.
Romanian inspired people.
Wait, what was that?
So like, okay, gotcha. Like Romania inspired people.
Yes, that's what it's taken from.
Okay.
Like, they're fortune tellers and whatever and stuff.
Nice.
Maybe able to leave? Question mark. Put that in my notes.
Yeah, but he says, the barkeep says, we don't let them in Valakai. The Vistani aren't welcome because many of them serve Strahd. He's not as hard on their people as they are on ours. Like, not all of them perhaps serve Strahd outright, but they're like the class pets. Where like
Gotcha.
they're
The favored ones.
Yeah, all of them are favored. Not all of them are outright evil, but you can never quite tell with them. So we just keep them out of the city. Although there is a small encampment south of town, full of them, but that's as close as we let them go.
This is all good to know. So many side quests.
Really, yeah, there is.
Dude, I love it. Love side quests. Because it always closes. Okay.
We all know the wine is a pressing issue.
Well, he also, if you outwardly show that piques your interest, he says, there are some other interesting things in the region that I could tell you about, since you all appear to be adventurers.
Please do. I am very interested in this land.
Let me...
How could I not be? This place is full of opportunity for someone like me.
He says to the north is Lake Zerovic. But the wolves that surround the fortress of Valakai, we have those two hunters over there hunt the wolves, but they come back in more force each time. The lake itself has been too dangerous to go to. However, there's the town weirdo, Bluto Krogorov, or the town drunk, I guess, goes there every morning and returns every evening, but he hasn't caught any fish in a while. And also at Lake Zerovic, there's been sightings of a mad mage who supposedly lives in Mount Bartok, who would come down and zap the water with lightning bolts to kill the fish. But he hasn't been seen. He hasn't been seen in a while, but still no fish.
That sounds an awful lot like a wildlife person added that.
You'd think so. Says if you're interested, I believe there's still some fishing boats that might take you, because I don't know if you can see on the map, Mount Bartok is up and to the right of Lake Zarevik. He says if you're looking to adventure and search for the Mad Mage, I believe there's some fishing boats that could take you there.
I, for one, would be incredibly interested if he were around. I could pick his brain. If not, perhaps he left some tomes of interest.
Ooh, perhaps.
I do love books.
I would very much like to meet this Mad Mage.
What?
And even, setting aside the bad
So I
mage,
could
even
chop his
just,
head off. That's my question.
and even just having a boat would be, I feel, pretty wishful in this land. I see back on our map plenty of rivers that we could navigate.
Mm-hmm. He also leans in close and said, if you're looking for something a little closer to home, people have been saying that there's weird flashes of purple light coming from the Burgomaster's attic.
That is great. Well, thank you for telling me. That seems very important, actually.
To be honest, seems entirely like his prerogative and something he should be entitled to do on his own property, but
Of course. I speak no ill will of the Burgomaster. The Baron has treated us well. He's kept up the people's hope longer than anyone else in this region appears to have been able to do, but there's still something odd about those purple flashes. I'm sure he has his reasons.
Well, I thank you for telling us about it. There's nothing wrong with concerned citizens.
Oh, and of course, in running this tavern and inn, I've learned of all sorts of interesting things just by listening to people talk.
I'm sure you do have a lot of information that comes and goes through these doors.
Of course, I just have to be careful when I say it. I've got 2 kids, and they're like parrots. Or more like ravens. They speak, repeat everything that they hear. Got to be careful what I say around them.
I make an Arcana check just to see that the purple flashes may be indicative of any kind of like magic or anything.
I'll assist you on that and give you advantage.
Give me a sec.
Can do research again.
Yeah, sorry guys. I was busy this weekend. I really didn't do a good job of preparing for this.
Honestly, I got out of drill and returned home 20 minutes before we started. So
Right.
I'm pretty wore out.
From like basically a year ago when I was ready to plan this, I had everything up until Valakai prepared. And then I actually realized we went to Pittsburgh yesterday, and I was just like, fuck, I should probably read what's going to happen. And I like read the bulk of it, but like the finer details.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and say right now you probably can't get an idea.
Okay.
I mean, it definitely seems perhaps like I bet you could
I
tell
might have to see it for myself.
the type of magic it is. Like I think it would be indicative of either abjuration or shoot, what's the other similar type of magic? Abjuration or wizard schools. Give me a sec.
Conjuration, School of Necromance,
Evocation, illusion,
I'm thinking it's perhaps indicative of abjuration or conjuration. But what specific thing, I don't think you could tell.
Cool. Sorry about that little detour.
It's okay. I mean, you have a right to ask as many questions as you want, and I just gave you like 15 different hooks, so you can go in whatever direction you want.
the wizard tower does sound interesting.
I have one more question.
Of course, ask as many questions as you have.
I am sure with, this land being as dangerous as it is, and the town being so well defended, that you have some sort of store where we may pick up supplies, maybe a smithy, something in that order.
Okay.
Although I didn't make all that money from when don't actually have that much.
Irwin says, well, in terms of notable places in town, there's St. Angel's Church. Many go to worship. The Blue Water Inn, of course, is a favorite of all the people in town. Come here both to stay and to drink and tell stories.
What was that? As you said, some place to buy stuff, or?
I'm still looking.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No problem.
So there's a church. There's the stockyard. There we go. Yeah, so there's a stockyard where all kinds of merchants sell stuff. He thinks that there is you could buy some wares and perhaps a blacksmith there.
Interesting. Well, I might have to pay that a visit, maybe with the rest of all of you, or I can go by myself at some point.
I have a couple errands to do out in town.
Yes, I think since we're here, it would be a good idea for if anyone has any things they're looking for or want to chat with certain people. But I know I have some errands I would like to make.
So let us all get a room, all right? Let's figure out where rooms are going to go, and then after so, we will go our separate ways where we want to go.
I was going to say, yeah, if you guys have conflicting things you want to do, there's not probably going to be combat, so splitting the party is not a dumb idea. It would be easiest if you guys would say what each of you wants to do, and if there are combined interests, we'll just kind of go around and whoever's doing that one thing, go from there.
I would like to
Yeah.
go. I would like to go to the church.
Okay, so we're having Bob go to the church. Anyone else going to the church?
I also was going to the church.
Okay, 2 for the church. Anyone else going to the church? I mean, we can do things as a team and do multiple.
Yeah. Well, we can stop by the stockyard as well, because a lot of the times we have to wait around for blacksmiths to do their work anyhow.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we could.
I was going to go, if you guys were going to the church or something, I was going to go to the stockyard first by myself. Or if other people want to accompany, because I have some orders to place, and I think it will take some time.
Well, there's always a chance that they'll have some literature there, so shopping.
I'd like to go to the stockyard and also that one.
Perhaps this town has a library of its own.
All right, so let's go.
I'll also go to the church.
Okay, so it sounds like there's
So
enough
let's
interest.
go to the stockyard.
Yeah, it sounds like we should go to the stockyard, then the church. You wanted to see the toy maker, right,
Yeah.
Alfton?
I can go by myself though afterwards or something.
Okay. Yeah, so I got to figure out where the stockyard is in town. Okay, yeah, here it is.
I must advise against us going anywhere by ourselves, regardless of how safe they consider it.
All right, so you all make it to the stockyard, and you can see out front is actually the wagon of Rictavio. He's there at the entrance as well. Find the page on Rictavio. Okay, yeah, so you approach, this large stockyard has several locked sheds in its periphery and lies adjacent to a roomy warehouse. A wooden sign above the front gate reads Stockyard, or Arasek Stockyard. Parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon, its colorful paint peeling off, faded lettering on the side spell out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonder. Yeah, but if you enter the stockyard, there's also like inside the warehouse, there's different merchants and stuff.
Is Rotavio doing anything?
That's Rick, he's smoking a cigarette.
Oh, wait, here we go.
He seems preoccupied, and in fact, while you're there, it seems like he remembers something important and rushes off.
Oh, okay. Goodbye then.
And it looks like he locked his wagon before he left.
Well, that's smart.
Well,
That's weird. I'm gonna go ahead into the stockyard.
so as you pass, the wagon suddenly lurches as though something big has thrown itself against the inside wall. You hear the cracking of wood, scraping of metal, and the snarl of something inhuman.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that makes me stop.
Do you do any investigating?
Yeah, sure. I'll roll an investigation. See if I. Yeah. So 15 plus 4 for intelligence, and my proficiency went up. I think that's 22.
So upon a closer inspection, you see that the sides of the wagon are splattered with dry blood. You can also see an inscription on the wagon's door frame that reads, "I bring you from shadow into light."
Ominous.
I would just knock on the door. That's the side of the wagon. You all right in there?
Whatever it is inside really doesn't like that and starts banging around, making the wagon creak from side to side.
I don't know if you guys are getting the same vibe as me, but I would think we should circle around.
Let it out.
No, I mean like
Oh.
circle the wagon, like on each side of the wagon.
Wait, so you're surrounding the wagon?
That's what I'm suggesting. I don't know if everyone else can
May I
do.
touch my polar thing to speak with the animal?
You actually could try that.
I would like to do that.
All right.
So I hear this animal just banging up against the wall, and I just have this sense that it wants to say something to us. I touch my polar and I go, "Hey, what's wrong?"
So whatever it is able to understand you and respond. This is something that only Bob is able to hear since you're speaking with animals. But it says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
My name is Bob, and I have a group with me, and we are here to go to the stockyard and hopefully meet the toy man, as they call it, and possibly a blacksmith we've heard is around these parts. That's why we're here.
You're not Visconti, are you?
No, we are not. We are definitely not Visconti. We are a bunch of travelers from a far off land who rescued a girl and sent her here, and we are currently in this town just as regular old travelers.
My master, Rectavio, must have left. I think he locked me in here accidentally. Perhaps you could let me out?
Accidentally.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't mean to. Come on, you can let me out, can't you?
I'm just gonna like lean over to Pliny because all we're seeing is just talking at like.
Yeah.
Bob is making growls and grunts, and there's response from inside.
Pliny.
Are you seeing this shit?
I'm just wondering why you want to be out so badly. Is he keeping you trapped here, or did you go along willingly, or what did you do to get in such a predicament?
Oh, he treats me well. I am his. I wouldn't say pet, but I am his. I am his servant. I mean, would you like to be locked in a wagon all the time? I just want to get out and stretch my legs.
I'm gonna say to Bob, I'm like, what's going on there, Bob? Oh, nothing. Me and the whatever's in here just having a discussion.
Is Bob talking to himself?
No, Bob. Sorry, Jake asked if Bob would like, hey, what's going on?
I would love to do that for you. But I kind of don't know what you are. So not to be racist.
Not to be racist, but what are you?
Not to be racist here. I don't think he even cares at this point. This is not a world where that really is. He's like, I don't know what you are. Is there a way that I can let you out without us being in extreme close proximity? Because I do not know who you are, and we haven't exactly met. We're kind of talking through wood. So is there a way for me to let you out but keep you at a distance?
Do you really think I would try to hurt you? I'm just a cat. I promise, if you let me out, I'm just gonna stretch my legs a bit and then wait for Rictavio to come back.
Do you have a leash?
I am on a chain.
Yeah. Are you hearing what I'm hearing?
This person. This man is so weird.
Oh, can we just go in?
Okay. I'll let you out.
I don't know what he's doing, but I have stuff I need to buy.
Yeah, I'm inclined to also continue in towards the shop.
I will let you out.
Yeah, I will join
And I'll
you.
let you stretch your legs.
Wait, what are you doing?
As long as we have an agreement that
Bob,
run off and that
Bob,
you
what on earth are you doing over there?
continue as I'm like slowly like cranking the thing back.
I'm gonna go ahead and like grab Bob's arm. Bob,
What?
that's not your cart.
Just trust me, alright?
That's a no for me, dog.
Really don't.
I know what I'm
I
doing.
really don't trust you.
This is
Are you sure now's the time for Grand Theft Wagon?
you know,
You
if
know what it is. So I unhinge it and
okay, well, if he's gonna insist on that, then I'm walking away.
All right, so who all is leaving?
I am joining Pliny.
Yeah, we're going shopping.
I'm also gonna go with those two.
All right.
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to leave the madman who is
All right, so Bob, it's just you. You're gonna open the latch.
yes.
I'm gonna need. It's locked, so you're gonna have to try to open it.
Sorry, Bob, but this is weird now.
19 plus 3 plus 2. 24.
Okay, you're able to open it up.
But I open up slowly. Just to make sure that there's an actual chain attached to the
This
cat.
is happening broad daylight. It's fine.
I'm making sure.
All right, so as you open the door,
Slowly.
until you open it. I mean, how wide do you open it?
Like just enough for me to peek through to see whether or not the cat is secured.
It's kind of dark. I'm gonna need a perception check.
There you go.
You can watch something else.
I didn't re-roll this.
It's a rat.
1.
You can't see anything. It's dimly lit.
Is this the taco?
I think my torch out.
So I'd say let's act quickly so that we can resolve what's going on.
I peek it through and I open it up and I look in.
Okay. As you peek in,
I mean, the sandwich.
what's inside
Did you want it?
jumps out over you, opening the door. It's a saber-toothed cat, and it darts off into town.
I look at it and go, well, shit.
And at that, we're going to go to
And I close
the
it and
rest
I
of the
run up to my other group.
of the party that has gone into the stockyard has not seen what has
The
happened.
people
So,
will remember this.
all right. So, Pliny, it sounds like you're kind of leading the group. So, what do you do?
Oh, well, actually, as soon as I got out of range, I really was just waiting up for the other two. If Ro needs to go to the blacksmith and where am I going? Mr. Rumbuckle needs the toy shop by all means. Lead the way. I'm just gonna keep my eyes peeled for literature.
Gotcha. So, Ro, you want to go to the
Yes,
Blacksmith.
I would like to go to the blacksmith, or even better yet, a silversmith.
Silver is kind of a rare commodity. I think you can find a blacksmith, though.
Okay, I will Okay, blacksmith.
All right, so on the outside of the warehouse, there's a tent and what appears to be a makeshift forge over a roaring fire. And then there's an anvil and different tools, but a rather mountain man looking guy is kind of sitting there. He's got buckskin clothes and a weird leather hat that's sort of wrinkled all around. And he's smoking a corncob pipe. As you walk up to him and says, "Well, what could I get for you?"
Well, I am just came into town and I am looking for some chains. I don't know. It would be an odd request, but you wouldn't happen to have silver chains?
No, I don't have any silver, but I got plenty of iron.
Well, that would do nicely as well.
What kind of chain do you want, Sonny?
I'm thinking something a bit more weighty, more heavy duty, if you will.
All right, how long do you want it?
This is a good question. Hmm. 10 feet should be enough.
10 feet, you say? Well, I suppose if you gave me a gold piece per foot, I could probably have it ready for you tomorrow morning.
Hmm. But I have a hard bargain. What about 7 gold for 10 feet?
Well, shit, I ain't got nothing else to do. I suppose that'd be fine.
I would appreciate that very much.
Of course, of course. So come back tomorrow morning and I'll take the gold pieces when I'm done.
That sounds.
Anybody else need anything while you're here?
Excuse me, looking at the weapons list. What kind of weapons there are.
He looks at Lancelot and says, "Man, that's one puppy there.
Oh, you're darn right he is. Built it myself.
Built him yourself. Well, he sounds like you're a maker just like me.
Oh, of course. It's fine to meet you, a fellow craftsman.
My name's Art. How about you, and especially what's your dog's name?"
That'd be Lancelot for you.
Lancelot. Nice to meet you, sir. And what's your dog's name?
Oh, sorry about that. Her name's Alston Rumbuckle. The dog's Lancelot.
Oh, Alfton. I'd say that's a pretty good name. And Lancelot, nice to meet you, too.
Yes, sir. You wouldn't happen to have, you see, I really only just had my tools on me, and I just kind of had my little silver hammer I have. Little, like I say, just a, hammer. Looking for something maybe a little bit more significant to defend myself with.
Well, how big's the hammer?
The hammer I have is like a simple weapon hammer. I'm looking for a martial weapon that's efficient with those now.
Or I'm just trying to figure out like how much it's a silver hammer.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out like how big it can get.
It's a light hammer. I don't know. It says 2 pounds online for like simple weapons.
Okay, so I think something of about the same weight,
Here we go.
and we can make something with it.
Hammer.
Well, yeah, I could do something with it, just not too big.
Or even just something new to have. I'd like to kind of keep this as it is.
Well, do you have any idea what you'd like? I say as I look at the different weapons.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hammer's 3 pounds. And a gold piece.
Well, let's see here. I could make a dagger, a hand axe, a javelin, A sickle, a flail, a rapier, a short sword, a
Excuse me, a
war.
what did you do to her? I barely met her.
I could make a war hammer. I could make 2 blowguns. Yeah, I think that's about it.
I think a flail will do quite nicely.
A flail. Well, I'm figuring that would probably run me about 10 gold pieces. How's that sound?
Oh, it sounds perfect, my good man. Don't nat one with that whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. I might be able to get that done by the evening if you come back.
So I very much appreciate that, friend.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Is that a silvered flail?
Yeah, it would
Be
be.
a silver
Wow.
flail.
Well, you said it's a silver hammer, right?
My hammer I have.
Oh,
Is a silver
I thought that was your silvered item. What's your silvered item?
my hammer.
Yeah, if it's a silver hammer, it would be a silver flail.
Fine, we're gonna make this family heirloom a flail.
I mean, like you're wanting the silver hammer to
Yeah,
be
I'm
something else, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why you were
You know what?
confused
Sure.
about it being silver. Like, wait, my silver hammer is going to become a silver something else? What?
I'm assuming
That's
it's
not how I
like
interpret
melt
what
down
you're
the
saying.
silver hammer,
You
make
know what?
silver
Yeah.
flail.
Yeah, that's what. I guess there was a miscommunication. Yeah.
Or just
Connor,
still
I'm
want
just
Well, I'll take it.
silver?
I'll take it and make it a silver flail.
Connor, I'm just glad that you put in your order first, but now Jacob's got priority.
Well, I don't know this prior. I mean, like you can do more than one thing at a time.
Actually, in that case, can I get a warhammer to keep the chain?
Well, I guess we could do that. Although that would cost an extra 5 gold pieces, and
That's fine.
I think it'd probably take me till about noon tomorrow.
That's fine. I don't think we're gonna be leaving town before then.
Okay.
Do I catch up with them at this point?
Yeah, you can.
Talking forever?
You can come in. But we're still, the purpose is the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Choosing the more expensive option for.
Yes, I remembered one more thing.
Oh, sure.
Wouldn't have any ball bearings?
Ball bearings. I can make a whole bunch of those. How big we talking? What gauge or size or whatnot?
Standard.
Standard. That's
I just
like
know that.
saying the standard size of a piece of string is about 5 inches. I think everybody's standard's a little different. You want something big or something itty bitty?
I'm thinking much smaller, but in large quantities. Like, give or take a bag of 1,000.
Like a pea or a lima bean?
I guess around lima bean size.
Lima bean it is. And about how many of those lima beans do you want?
1,000.
1,000.
It's 1 gold.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. 1
I looked
gold
it up
for
beforehand.
1,000? Yeah, those are real easy to make. Figure only a gold piece for that, and I could have it done. If you wait an hour, I could have it ready for you.
I'll tell you what, I'll come back when I get the chain tomorrow.
It works for me. It ain't going nowhere. Anybody else?
Mr. Blacksmith,
Oh, yes.
can I get you to please craft a morning star for me?
Well, do you have any metal on you, or is it something I'm gonna have to use my own supply for? Hey, I can do either. It just will affect the price.
I do not have metal on me, so how would that affect the price?
Well, if I had to use my own, I'd say that'd probably run you about 15 to 20, depending on, you know, how it goes.
That works fine with me.
Okay. I bet I could have that ready probably tomorrow around noon as well.
That works for me.
Okay. Anybody else? Because this is starting to hurt my voice a little.
I think that's
Actually,
good.
let's talk about the intricacies of the court setup.
Yeah, I could keep going. I just need a drink.
We don't have to.
Well, I hope you guys have a fun time shopping. I'll figure on seeing you tomorrow around noon.
Sounds good with me, bro.
Sounds
Thank
like
you so
a
much.
plan. Thank you very much.
Well, pleasure doing business with you, fellers.
Pleasure's all mine.
You'll come back now, you hear?
Yes, sir.
All right. I know there's interest in toys and there's interest in books.
And the church.
Well, I mean, while we're at the,
Oh, wow, it's not good.
yeah.
Before we
Let's go to the toy store first.
I have a question for you, my fellow friends and maybe friend. I point to Bob. How much? I hate to ask, but how much money do you all have? How is everyone's coffers?
Well, considering I just spent most of my money on Morning Stars, I currently have, depending on how much it costs, between 5 and 10 gold pieces left.
Pretty sure I said 15 to 20.
I know.
Oh, that's what you have left.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I've still got 30 gold left. I'm just gonna.
That should have like 400.
Not individually.
I have certain discretionary funds from the college, but for personal use, nothing. I require nothing more than what I thirst for knowledge and things that I encounter in my life. If I needed it, fate would bring it to me.
Curious, we may be able to find somebody to buy. I remember there's various treasures that we have found in our adventures. I think something like a chalice. There's some necklace or something that it was all sounded like it was worth a lot of gold. Now that depends on the buyer, of course, but let's be able to find somebody in town.
I was going to say, this is the general marketplace. You might be able to set up your own shop, try to get some buyers.
Just.
Because I remember I didn't grab any, but I remember there was like various stuff that we found, like a necklace that was worth like 200 gold. There was a cup or something, or all this stuff.
I think that depends on who looted Arthos's body.
And
Yeah.
I know that I don't have it, so I'm just wondering. No one has to fess up.
Wait, since Megan and Lauren are kind of not doing anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think they're going to return. So, assuming one of them has it.
Yeah, I know Laura has the necklace.
Oh, but what you're saying is you guys didn't write it down, so I'd have to.
I just
Fine.
thought that once we got into the stockyard, just kind of translated the things
Yeah.
I wanted to sell into gold and took them out of inventory.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Sorry, yeah, I just kind of did that.
Yeah, if you got something in your inventory, you can make it money.
Oh, can I turn
Yeah,
silverware into turn into silverware into gold?
Wait, did you say turn? Yes.
I have silverware.
Yeah. How much does silverware cost?
Or if you're, oh, it's in your bag. Your heater.
Gonna sell my spoon, my fork, and my knife. I don't need those. There's sticks everywhere.
I don't
All right,
know.
Diogenes, calm down.
All I need is a knife.
Calm down.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It's alright. Okay.
You know, you're surprisingly calm for someone to just let loose a saber-toothed tiger into town.
Was it a small one or was it an actual one?
I don't know. When you picture a saber-toothed tiger, how big do you...
Saber-toothed cat. I don't know.
I mean, yes.
I thought it was a cat with a
You know, the fact
saber-tooth.
that it shook a wagon.
Oh well.
Just saber-toothed cat, saber-toothed tiger, Smilodon. These are all different names for the same beast.
I've killed multiple wolves in my lifetime.
We just went to Carnegie yesterday. You saw a saber-toothed cat.
Yeah, Bob's killed many wolves in his time. That doesn't surprise him.
Okay.
He's not shocked.
So, Bob,
No, he said just ran into town.
You're gonna
You released it into a populated area, and you're okay with that.
You're about to become animal control, and the only
it's, Bob,
Yeah.
did you find anything?
No one knows.
Well, Pliny's asking about it. He's just like, hey, did you find anything?
Nope. Not really.
I'm gonna go ahead and,
Oh, you piece of shit.
perceive that.
Yeah, I would like to
Can I
do an
roll a
insight
deception
check.
check?
Yeah, I mean, you can roll to,
Yes.
like, deceive.
versus insight, I think it is.
Yeah, versus their insight.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight this.
Yeah, I likewise.
9 is the number to beat, fellas.
Well, 13. So, why you sweating? Were you watching Cops?
True crime.
Well, this is a time where cops weren't exactly a thing, and they don't have the technology. There's no surveillance cameras with CCTV.
Bob, I don't know what you're talking about. What did you find that you were talking to in the trailer?
Just a cat. Just a cat, yeah.
You know, he's not wrong.
But is he trying to deceive me?
Oh, yeah,
I'll
but
just be honest.
he's not lying about the fact that it was a cat. I was just, that was a
I'm being
commentary.
honest, it was a cat, guys.
A cat that can shake a wagon?
Yeah.
It's like-
Bob, how big was the cat?
it was pretty fat.
Was the saber-toothed cat fat or just big?
I mean, it was big, but
It was a really fat cat, guys. It was, oh my god.
like on a scale of skinny boy to oh lord, he coming.
Definitely up in the Chungus range for sure.
Yeah, the sound he made was him rolling from one wagon side to the other.
Somehow, I don't believe you.
You don't have to believe me, that's the truth.
But is the cat still around the wagon? Because, I mean, we might, if it's not, you did just lose some man's pet.
I mean, he said he was on a chain, so.
So was it
Bob?
still on a chain?
I don't know what to tell you, Philip.
The truth, Bob. The truth.
You know exactly what to tell us. You don't want to tell us.
I don't want to tell you.
Okay, guys, you can't be mad, but
Well, he said he was on a leash, but apparently he wasn't, and so he ran off, and it's whatever, you know? It happens.
Bob, how would you feel if you lost a pet?
I mean, if I did lose a pet, he'd be dead by morning. I lived in the Arctic, for crying out loud. So if he did run off, he's already dead.
You know, Bob, to a lot of people, their pets are family.
Well, Lancelot's the exception.
I'm trying to make you feel guilty.
do you know about Lancelot?
Don't you sully his name. You're dog.
Lancelot 2 growls at him. This sounds like a chainsaw.
You have no right to use his name.
It's like that scene from Endgame. Don't you say that. The whole group is Fat Thor.
So, Bob,
Yes.
I'm going to have to insist that since you broke the law within the city limits, that you go make this right, or I'll have to report you to the authorities.
We're letting a man's cat out.
Ooh. I'm eating popcorn right now. I'm enjoying this.
Bob, I insist that you make this right.
As far as we know, this is a house cat.
Yes. Well,
I'll
Bob,
do it.
It's a cat, dude. It'll return home. It'll need food somehow, so it'll come home. It's fine.
Pretty sure it's fine.
Very well. You've made your decision, Bob.
I'm not making it wrong. It'll come home.
I swear to God, if we find out something happened, the next time you're attacked by a wolf, I'm going to say, it's just a dog. It will be okay.
How about me? If you're attacked by the same thing, I'll do the exact same thing.
I really don't see why you are taking the moral high ground. It doesn't work.
if you guys are going to be a dick about it, I don't want to help you either. All right. Any other things at the warehouse that you guys are looking for?
I'll make
Bob.
it just.
You must be aware that this is a city and it's a place of civilization. You can't just go take other people's things.
I'm not taking any people's things. I was talking with the thing. It said it was good. It just wanted to stretch his legs.
Was the door unlocked? Was it open? Did somebody invite you into their trailer? Oh, Bobbert?
Look at you, I'm talking to you, Bubbert. Don't look at the floor.
Look at me. Look at me in my eyes.
I'm looking at you.
Bob,
Yeah.
you can't be doing this.
I'm sorry. I haven't been in many cities in a while.
Okay, well, we're gonna go apologize to the nice man whose trailer you broke into as soon as we're done shopping.
Sure.
Sure.
Honestly, out of all of us, I'm surprised this isn't Balthazar who's doing the
I can't even imagine what would be happening if Balthazar was loose in a city.
I'll communicate with you.
You want out? Okay.
I'm gonna seek out this toy maker. I just want to talk to him.
Okay.
From one tinker to another. Perhaps he, I don't know,
All right. So you.
establish my dominance in terms of craft and shit.
Okay. So you enter the warehouse because the guy was outside, and there's a small room inside. I mean, there's a lot of rooms for different people with their wares, but you see one sign that says Blinsky Toys. The wooden sign is shaped like a rocking horse. With a B engraved on both sides. Through the dirty glass of this room, you can see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
I'm going to make a clockwork toy. It's a gnome thing I can do. And just kind of stash it so in case I need to establish my superiority in terms of making shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go ahead and
Mr. Rumbuckle, is this really the time to be crafting toys?
You don't understand.
I suppose not. Lead the way.
I'm gonna walk in. It's the closest thing I can find to some kind of like adventure or tinker.
This is moments like this is where I'm frustrated that you chose a Russian accent because like all the dialogue for Blinsky, like welcome, it's WY welcome. I can't think of any other accent where like blurs into like WY. All right, so you enter?
Yeah.
Sure enough, Mr. Blinsky greets you all saying, "Welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky." I'm making it up because I'm not doing Russian.
That's all right. I had to look up videos.
Um,
How to talk in Russian good.
I'm trying to think what other
Honestly, I was
like.
how do
Ooh. Okay. Welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky. I just literally don't know what I'm saying.
That was pretty good.
In smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know of a little child in need of joy, a little toy for a girl or boy.
Well, how do you do it? I assume you must be Mr. Blinsky.
Yes, I am Gadolf Blinsky. Gadolf.
Mr. Gandalf.
This is a fair use sort of issue. He said, I consider myself a wizard of tiny wonders.
Oh, actually, I'm also something of a tinkerer or inventor.
You are.
Of course.
Not competition, I hope.
No, not yet.
I certainly hope not, because I have to be honest. I've fallen on hard times. It seems that nobody wants my toys nowadays.
Oh, is that so? That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah. Anymore, my income consists of a couple of gold pieces a month to make festival decorations. No one. No one really wants my toys anymore. In fact, my only company is there was a strange man that gave me his pet monkey, a half elf fella. This is shit. What's his name?
You would be talking about Rotavio, would you?
Perhaps that's his name. He gestures at the. It's like a small baboon. And said, "This is Piccolo."
Uh-oh.
Monkey kind of looks at you and goes, "Whoa!"
I sure hope this isn't some sort of Dragon Ball Z thing where he turns into a giant monkey.
I'm very sorry to hear about your situation.
Thank you.
Is there perhaps anything that could be of help to you?
Get people to start buying my toys again. Not really.
Uh,
In fact, the last customer I had was that Rick Tavio fella. 2 weeks ago, he bought a stuffed Vistani doll. Actually, I would say Pliny, looking at the toys, a lot of the female dolls bear a striking resemblance to Irina.
ah! Irina, you say?
Yes, I think
No.
that's what you see.
Do any of them look like Gertruda?
No, just Irina.
Okay, I'm just making sure that there's not like a toy store full of missing girls.
No.
Oh, God.
I didn't know if this was like some Pizzagate shit.
No.
Very well. I'll pick up 2 of them.
You're not at all curious. Do I notice the ugly arena?
I mean, yeah, I guess everyone would. I just
Whoa.
picked whiny.
Well, I'm certainly interested in purchasing a couple.
Do you have any that are like adult human
Yeah, like
size?
But
Do you have any adult human sized ones?
Mr. Rumbuckle,
That's not what I'm asking. It's just
it occurs to me that perhaps this would work in your favor as well if you were trying to purchase extra parts for your contraptions, and he was willing to part with his parts. Maybe a kit for expeditious toy making in the field.
I see the way you're looking at these dolls. Do you want me to buy you a build your own arena kit?
No. However, I must ask, sir, what was the inspiration for these dolls?
It's interesting that you ask. It's from an ancient portrait back the time that Strahd first came into these lands. These dolls are modeled after Strahd's late love interest, who tragically died, causing his descent into madness. But it's modeled after a woman by the name of Tatiana. He's able to pull out a picture that is almost looks exactly like Irina, except purple robes and a more of a regal look to her.
What would you say if I bought that picture and 2 dolls?
I already have the likeness of them. I'm sure I could give up the picture.
Okay.
For any business whatsoever. In fact, if you buy 2 dolls, I'll throw in the picture for free.
Sold. How much?
That's a great question.
You do appear to be on hard times. 10 gold should get you through this month's rent.
My God, Blaney.
Uh,
We have more money than I anticipated.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're not a poor.
You're not poor.
Well, to each their own, I suppose.
yeah, 10 gold pieces would be fantastic. That's more than enough. Please take 2 more.
Oh, well, if you insist. Ro, the thing is, I don't use any of my own money. I just use what the military has supplied to me, and the rest is for making the world a better place and purchasing books to rebuild the library.
Oh, yes, of course. I was not to imply that you frivolously spent your money. Just that your empire seems to supply you quite well.
Well, especially given the family that I'm from, money has never been an issue. But still, they teach that it is best to live humbly.
It has worked for me. So I believe that is wise wisdom from your family.
The wise wisdom does be wise.
Yes, they're rather redundant. Apologies, I am not as well learned as you are.
Oh, not at all, good friend. Check out my new dolls.
Did you get 4 dolls in total?
Yeah.
Very nice. Would you perhaps like another one? And I will take out the creepy, dusty doll from before at the Durst house.
That one doesn't happen to look like Irina, does it?
No.
Potentially haunted child doll.
Rhoda, as much as I appreciate that, perhaps a small child would appreciate the doll more.
Are all
Well,
of this,
Angela is not out yet if it's haunted or not, so
all this sort is like pretty basic stuff.
Actually, no. If you want to look further, there's a headless doll that comes with a sack of attachable heads, including one with its eyes and mouth stitched shut. A miniature gallows compete with a trapdoor and a weighted hanged man. A set of wooden nesting dolls. The smaller each gets, the older it gets, until the innermost doll is a mummified corpse.
Ooh.
A wooden string mobile of hanging bats with flapping wings. A wind-up musical merry-go-round with figures of snarling wolves chasing children in place of prancing horses. A ventriloquist dummy that looks like Strahd von Zarevik. And the dolls that look like Irina.
The what dummy?
Strahd looks like.
How funny would that be? I go stick my hand up the dummy and I go, "Oh, Rita, I love you." Oh, Tatiana, is that you? No, I'm Rita. I pulled Tatiana.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Pliny that's the simp. But
lifelong obsession.
I mean, maybe they both are. It's a simp off.
I'm gonna talk to Blinsky. I'm gonna say, have you ever considered any other designs for your toys?
What do you mean?
Maybe some things that are a little bit less creepy or death oriented.
I had been modeling these after real dangers of Barovia, but perhaps you're right. Perhaps something happier and more imaginative, less lifelike. Perhaps that would make the children happy.
I'm going to produce my little clockwork toy I made outside, and let me think of a fun little animal I made it. It's a little clockwork Pegasus. That's what's going to be. That moves around on its own. I would say perhaps something more light like this.
And as you pull out the clockwork thing, he actually, his eyes widen. He says, "Oh, I was once a student of the great inventor and toy maker named Fritz von Werg. He was fond of clockwork toys. In fact, I hear that his greatest invention, a clockwork man, lives somewhere in Castle Ravenloft."
Whoa.
This brings back so many memories.
What?
Fritz von Werg.
You don't suppose you ever made a clockwork orange, do you?
I don't think so, but if only I could go there and see it. Of course, I could never expect to go to Strahd's castle and return, but it might be worth it to just see that clockwork man one more time.
Oh, that's my interest is piqued now. Good man.
I would strongly suggest not going to Strahd's castle. Only ruin would come to you, but just to see it, how wonderful that would be again.
And Lancelot is also with me in the store.
Oh shit, yeah, he probably would have been like, "Oh damn.
Fuck a dog. Robot dog.
Yeah, I would lump that in with he made many inventions like this.
But you know what? I will allow you to keep this clockwork toy for inspiration in exchange for maybe a few of your toys, however many you're willing to part with, in terms for perhaps some inspiration in your design and construction of some of your toys.
Of course, take whatever you like.
Great.
You all are the only ones that have shown interest since that Rictavio, and I now have more money than I've had in months. enough that I'll treat um, what is it, Piccolo? Yeah, Piccolo. To some good bananas in town.
I'm gonna charge this bastard royalties if he uses my designs. But wait, how much stuff is he gonna let me take? I'm just gonna convert it to like parts afterwards.
I'd say you can take. I'd say pick like 3 of the toys that you were interested in.
I'm just gonna say 3 toys worth of parts.
Mhm.
Because largely they're gonna be after I leave.
I, for one, like the darker themes of your toys. Teaches kids mortality. Very important lesson. We all die eventually. Better they sooner learn it late than later.
I'm gonna tell him now. As I give you this, obviously the likeness of animals are under public domain, and as they're just animals. But if I see, but I like a condition for this information is if you use any of the, if you manage to replicate any of the clockwork workings of this toy, I would like some royalties of the products.
Well, of course, if these are as successful as you say they are, I'd be happy to pass in, pay dividends for your help.
Of course, of course. Of course, I do. Well, I would like you to make your well-being
Mm-hmm.
for you and your pets, but of course, my intellectual property is important.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd roleplay in D&D.
I wonder if patents existed that far back in like pseudo Romanian.
Well, you know who's invented
war.
patents? Alton Rumbuckle.
I have another thing in town I wanted to look into if everyone else is willing. I remember the barkeep mentioned there were fishing boats available.
Yeah, so the fishing boats were outside of town, actually, to the north, sort of abandoned. So it sounds like there was interest in the church.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Maybe
First,
do
I
that first.
Yes, of course, of course.
Just put in my notes, I'm gonna get royalties from
I like the sound of abandoned, though. To me, that sounds like unused things for the taking. Like much more used to for the abandoned boats than leaving them out for the elements. I want a boat. Short and simple. But anyway,
Do you think on our way to the docks we could stop by so that Bob could apologize?
well, I guess Alex was saying actually the boats were outside of town, so I was like, okay, we'll do that later.
Ah, very well.
I was confused, but now I know.
The tower does sound like it could take quite a while. Perhaps we'll check out the purple lights tonight after saying sorry.
Yes, and I believe some of you were interested in visiting the church, correct?
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah, that sounds like actually in a metagame sort of way. If we go to the church, maybe find Rictavio, and I think going to the burgomaster's house would be I think that would be a good way to end the night if we do those 3
Perfect.
things.
Cool.
All right. So you all head to the church. As you approach the church, you see a slouching, century-old stone church that has a bulging steeple in the back walls lined with cracked, stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to the church. Thin mist creeps among the graves.
Yee.
Anything with a sun on it.
Are we still? We haven't entered the church, have we?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, we're just out in the graveyard.
Yep.
Okay. I will hail Archimedes to provide overwatch to make sure that nothing tries to enter in behind us.
Oh wait, say that part again.
I'll have my owl flying around the outside of the church to make sure that there's either nothing moving around there or trying to come into the church once we enter.
Okay. So do you enter the church at this point?
Unless somebody else has something to do out here.
All of it is a church. Yeah, I'm going with him.
Yes.
So there's actually a service going on. The priest is, I don't have a diagram for this, so you're just gonna have to imagine. The priest is in front of the congregation. There's different pews, and they're filled with adults that seem very frightened and terrified. Same thing with children. The priest prays and offers the congregation his prayers and the promise of protection from all the horrors of the realm by devotion to Saint Andrel. There's you see a family, a sad old woman sitting in the front, her son, oh, never mind, that's subtext. And there's a stern, beefy-looking man as well that like sticks out to you, which even during the church is holding a shovel.
Weird. I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm just going to pull up a seat and blend into the shadows as best I can, which might not be well at all.
I mean, you guys could probably, there's open seats if you want to stay.
Is there an altar?
Yeah.
I walk up to the altar.
Well, he's in the middle of giving
Oh, sorry, no,
a sermon.
no. You just walk up. God is real.
Highly out of place.
So he continues the sermon. He has his altar boy go and fetch wine and crackers and stuff. And hey, man, I grew up Catholic. I can say that.
Nice.
Rich crackers.
I mean, they're more like wafer thinned, and they taste like a mixture between like bread and what you'd imagine
The corpse of Jesus.
like bread styrofoam. Bread styrofoam that's so like thin it almost dissolves on your tongue.
Yes,
Mark
agreed.
bread.
Put it in a bowl with
Mm-hmm. Although at least I like with Protestants, they actually like take a loaf of bread and rip chunks off. Like that's at least a little better. Whatever.
Anyway.
Anyhow, yeah. So service ends. People come up to talk to the priest and follow or file out to the gentleman with the shovel. Sort of watches you, but the service has ended and the priest and the altar boy are still near the altar.
I'm gonna lead over to Ro and say, I don't know if these guys are gonna leave this area unattended, but this does appear to be the place where we would find the holy symbol of protection. Just possibly. If you're feeling up to it, maybe you'll have to sneak in, or I could have Archimedes take a look around later tonight.
Yes, I actually think this is more of actually another card, which was the monk card that Madame Isla told us about. Because that one was the treasure you seek is behind the sun
Oh,
in the house of the saint.
yes, agreed. That's what I meant.
Oh, apologies.
No, no, you're completely right. I was so confused. Yes, the monk is at the church behind the sun in the saint house. Uh,
And she mentioned something about knowledge of the ancients would help us.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a history check and see if there's anything that stands out to me.
Okay.
Knowledge, history, that's a 19.
19. Okay, and so what are you probing about specifically?
Just if there's anything that I recognize hung around. I don't know much about the saint off the top of my head.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'd say because this is um, pretty cut off from the rest of the world. History is probably not the best measure.
Well, perhaps if it is an old religion, then it's something that I had seen while studying in my ancient religions class. Unless it's maybe a new cult.
Um, I mean, you see some different symbols that have very good aligned things to them. Nothing related to a sun or anything like that that you can see. It seems to be, no signs that point you towards the card of uh, the book.
I feel like
Looking around, I'm not so sure, but they do tend to reuse these. Perhaps it's in a past life this church was to the sun, but the
yes,
saint specifically, speaking of the saint, does lead me to believe that this is still the place.
I agree with you. I think we will also, like you were saying, we might have to come back at night and be a bit more
Discreet.
that we go about things. The creature might not be too heavy if we directly ask him to rummage around his church for secrets, potentially.
Well, likewise, this fellow with a shovel has been looking at us like we stole his kitten.
Yes, I believe that it might be a good idea to come back, and I think you might be onto something that's perhaps before worship of this saint, there might be something here with the sun.
Well, I wouldn't want to seem suspicious by just getting up and leaving until everybody else does.
Oh, I think
I believe.
That's what's happening now.
Mhm. Yeah, so
Cool.
like you could get in line and like talk with the priest, but like people are leaving, so like you wouldn't arouse suspicion if you left, except for the guy that's watching you very carefully.
It might be good to talk to the preacher, though. Just to introduce ourselves, to not seem more friendly.
Certainly, perhaps I could bring up this marvelous. How old does the church seem to be, Alex?
I said centuries.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I'd love to comment about the marvelous ancient stonework and find out the history of this place, because it does seem to be a long-lived church.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. You take the lead, and I will be right there with you.
I'm gonna go ahead and make an investigation check. Or
would that be a different one? Because I'm not really persuading him of anything. I'm just kind of trying to find out the history.
I mean, I think if you like talk to him, you could use charisma to like make him more likely to talk to you. But I think you'd have to like do an what is it, intent, or like see if like he's insight. That's what I meant.
Insight.
Insight if he's like telling the truth, but like I don't know that you can like investigate until you like talk to him about it.
Okay. Hello.
Greetings, child. Your face is not one that I've seen here before, but all are welcome in the Church of Saint Angel.
Thank you, Father. We are merely passing through. I couldn't help as a man of specific interest in architecture. The columns that you have featured here, along with the windows, just they they appear of a much older time than the current style of the draperies. This is the curtains, I guess, is what I'm saying. It don't seem to match the rugs.
The father says, "Why, yes, this is one of the major sources of pride for town of Malachi. This church was here even before Strahd's influence first came to Barovia."
Oh, beautiful. Has it always been dedicated to the saint?
Yes, it has. Saint Andrew was once the protector of Barovia, and since his passing, this area has been a shrine to him in artifacts related to his personage.
Ah, uh, are they the artifacts which he defended the land with?
Unfortunately, that's a secret for the clergy. It's not necessarily public knowledge, but
Oh, I apologize. I was just curious as to by which means he came to his canonization.
oh, of course, my child. Questions are never bad. It's through his acts, not through any of his items, that he grew to be such a holy figure. I'll put it that way.
Uh, Thank you so much for your time, Father.
What was that, bro?
What are some of these holy acts that he performed, or duties to the countryland?
He performed many miracles near and far. He helped people make righteous and good decisions, and he led a holy and pious life. He helped keep everyone in harmony with nature and well in their soul, and ushered in a real renaissance of morality in this area.
I see. He passed before Count Strahd came to the area, you said?
Yes. Otherwise, Strahd would have been no match for a saint of his caliber.
Oh, was he a warrior?
Only of the soul.
Soul warrior.
That is to say, he would not take up arms, but he would wield the armor and sword of righteousness, so to speak, in his battle against evil.
These are metaphors you're using with me, Father?
Of course, there's not any corporeal meaning to this. Merely talking of being a warrior of the soul and of the more universal cosmic good is what I mean.
You've given me much to think about. Thank you, Father.
Of course, my child.
question to the DM.
Yep.
When we were, what time of day is it?
Probably about noon. Hence the service.
I'm trying to figure out, like, where's the sun gonna set in relation to the church?
Oh,
He's up in any way.
Interesting.
this guy has some serious knowledge.
Well, if you look at the map, there is a compass that shows north, west, east, and south. And using,
So I guess I'm wondering, where's the church?
that's a good question. What number do you call it?
I assume it's that very big thing over on the left.
I actually don't think that's it. N1. Oh, damn, you're right.
It
Yeah.
does have a cemetery.
Yeah, that would do
Church is
it.
always the biggest thing.
So it's on the west
Southwest.
of town. So there's not really all that
No.
much to the west.
No, okay. I was just curious because, you know, sun sets in the west, and I wasn't sure if it would maybe line up with, like, perhaps it would line up with a stained glass window and
What is this, Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yep.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
things on tarot cards. It's not out of the book.
All right, you got me. You got me.
But I don't think. I thought there was on something.
I'm listening. Just getting something to drink.
Never mind my ramblings, plenty.
Oh, certainly I couldn't help but notice that, although they don't say there's any connection to the sun, I do think that perhaps it's not a matter of coincidence that they hold mass at high noon when the sun is at its zenith.
Yes, there are many possible connections here. I wonder if we would find more if we, you know, looked for these artifacts. I mean, perhaps in the graveyard is to the west of the church. If the sun is indeed setting. I'm not sure. Knowledge of the natural world, such as rotations of the sun, is very useful for certain things.
I actually happen to be very knowledgeable, especially in concerns to the undead. But I did take natural historia, several semesters of it, as a matter of fact. But good thinking. I'll make a nature check. Skirt.
You're doing a nature check for what?
We were discussing the Helios, as it were, the sun movement, and then also taking a look out in the graveyard.
I was more of just saying that I use the movement of the sun a lot in my travels. It's a sort of compass. It's very useful. I'm sure you probably know more about the sciences and whatnot regarding it, but
Oh, but of course, the blazing ball above us is Helios. It's a god actually, and he does circles around us every day.
it is very fascinating.
Yes, this is science.
Yes, divine science.
Yes, I too am a man of science, and he chases his wife Luna in circles around the earth.
Interesting.
Yes, every few years they catch one another, and the sky
turns to night and glows with a orange color, and that's when they make love. And that's where the stars come from.
Well, I find
Science.
your interpretation to be very interesting. I just know that eclipses can be times that are maybe not too great for certain. Eclipses often herald bad things, from what I have been taught. by
Yes,
my
it's
teacher.
because Helios's eyes are not upon us at that time.
You may be right, but yes, I am often more interested in the applications of just using the sun as a survival tool. But thank you. This was informative.
Given the right materials and perhaps the right landscape, of course, I'm no astrologer, we might be able to maybe make a telescope strong enough to get a good look at either of the solar bodies.
Oh?
Perhaps we might need, we'll probably require some very, very clear crystals to be able to make a lens with, but
A lens, like the magnifying glass of sorts?
well, yeah, of course, exactly like that, but stronger and bigger.
Wow. Then we could stare straight into Helios's face with it.
Of course. 2 sessions from now, beginning our research.
For science.
Him, and we can kill him.
Let's consider this. We'll look into it further.
I actually really like, just like pause. The dialogue going on here is great. And Jake actually made like a comment you probably didn't hear, but he's just like, while you were talking about Helios, he was just like, but in D&D, the gods are real. And like, I love that idea. In fact, I made a druid, kind of a self-insert character that's all about like, have you ever heard of biodynamic gardening?
No, but I'm very interested.
Curious.
It's picture organic mixed with metaphysics. And so like you're not only doing fertilizer for the soul or for the soil, but you have to do certain rituals in accordance with the lunar cycle.
I mean,
Doing stuff like
the Farmer's Almanac would agree with that
well,
train of thought, right?
yes, to a degree, but like this is like, okay, you have to take cow manure and put it in the horn of a cow and bury it at a certain part in the field for a year, then dig it up, make it into a tea, and then spray it over your fields. And doing like yarrow in the bladder of a stag.
This sounds incredibly time consuming.
It is. I have a book on it because, like, you know, it's kind of a joke in the horticulture program. Like, yeah, you know, there's conventional, there's organic, and then biodynamic is just batshit crazy to a lot of people because it's incorporating a spiritual part to it. Like to
Yeah.
them, the makeup of the soil nutrients is just as important as like the nature spirits that are there. Like you have to do these rituals, or else the gnomes won't till the soil and help the grow. Or
Okay, no offense there, Mr. Rumbuckle.
Wrong kind of no.
and then there's salamanders, are the fire spirits. And if you don't appease them through these rituals, then like, you know, the sunlight won't effectively help the crops grow. Water is the undines, which if you aren't tending to them, there's not going to be enough water for your crop.
Are you inserting into this game?
So that's why I made this character. Like all I'm talking about right now is like real. This is what actual biodynamic gardeners or farmers believe. But like, I think that's such a cool concept. I think like if there is gods and goddesses in this game, and there's the Fae, there's different spirits, why wouldn't it make sense that like oh no, the sun doesn't rise because, it's a star. It rises because the god of the sun makes it so. Or like,
I was gonna say I said that because I was like, well, that's right. D&D, they're actually gods. So I was just making a joke of like, we can
Right.
look and see it's not actually God. I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. And then also, I like the idea of characters that are agnostic or atheists.
yeah, it's just like, man, how baller do you have to be to like, yes, there's proof of the gods, but I'm like, no.
Because in D&D,
Yeah.
gods. They literally sometimes interact with us, and it's like, nope, it's not real.
Or and like continuing with like the idea, like if you don't appease the Fae, okay, the nymphs that control the rains or the direction of the flow of a river, like I think a really
Ah.
interesting topic to like maybe biodynamic gardening is like real in this world, and the spiritual part of the land is just as important as the physical characteristics. So like the character that
So
I
you're
would
saying that you would make a moon circle druid and come be our healer?
No, no.
Dang it!
The moon circle doesn't work for me. I like circle of the land because there's more
Oh,
spell.
that's what I meant.
Yeah,
I got them mixed up.
the idea of this character is like a Johnny Appleseed type character that goes around starting homesteads and like diagnosing crop failures. Because like he goes in and he's got to do adaptive management. So he's got to be like, okay, let me look at the physical characteristics of this.
Way too close to your real life person.
That's why I said it's a self-insert thing. He's got to go in and say, oh shit, okay, your crops are failing. Let me check the physical characteristics of the soil. Okay, the nutrients look fine. The soil, soil science. I go out and like make a ribbon. Okay, the soil's fine. Have you done anything?
You really thought this through.
Have you done anything to like upset any of the gods of the harvest? Okay, if so, we got to go make amends.
He doesn't fight. He just diagnoses problems in town.
Well, because if you go in and like, okay, they chop down some trees in a sacred forest, and now the Fae are mad and aren't letting the crops grow. Like, you got to be an intermediate for that and be like, okay, I'm gonna go speak to the Fae, figure out what they need to make this work, and then come back, talk to the people, and they're like, okay, you need to plant these many trees here to make to appease them. Like I rolled up this character. I have him from 1st to 20th level. I did 5 levels of ranger to extra make it like me. But like the idea is like he's a hunter. He goes around with seeds, helping people start homesteads, and he helps people sort of walk the balance between like nature and farming, and like
That's
keeping
awesome.
balance.
So you wanna insert him with us as to help us get some heals?
I don't like. I've run DM PCs before, so like Irina's an NPC, of course.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it gets into the realm of like I'm running a player character too,
Yeah.
I would love, since we got off on a major tangent, I would love if next, I haven't read through Horde of the Dragon Queen, or no, that's I mean Rise of Tiamat at all. I have the book. I haven't read anything into it. If someone else was interested in running it, I would love to play that character.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, because like I've got different characters. If like he dies, I've got like a leather-bound journal I do my character sheets in for characters I want to play like in different sessions. So I've got like pre-made, ready to insert at any level, an evocation wizard, warlock that worships a drow warlock that worships Lolth, goddess of spiders. I have my self-insert druid ranger. I have a divination wizard that literally has no ability to fight at all. Who's just like, I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Willow by George Lucas, but like,
Oh yeah.
after the great what's his name? I don't remember, but he's like the guy that's like, well, I will consult the bones. Drops bones on the floor and is like, the bones tell me nothing. So it's literally like he's just fun. He's a halfling. He's merry. He can like help the party like learn stuff, but like he cannot fight at all. Will get killed if he doesn't hide.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got a bunch of different characters. I've been a DM more than I've been a player. So I would totally be down if someone else, like Jake, if you were interested, I could like let you take Rise of Tiamat if you like wanted to prepare it.
I might snag it, read through it.
Yeah. Anyhow, that was a major tangent. It's just
Yeah.
like you talking about the science of the universe made me think about like, yeah, honestly, I think in the Dungeons and Dragons world, there's a lot of that science and mysticism and like religion and the arcana. I think it all really blends together, and that background magic, oh, I think that's so cool. But like, Pliny, keep going with it. Like, if you're just like, yes, this god does this thing, the gods that do the same thing. But like, yeah, I think it is very much like different from our world, where the laws of physics, like the sun isn't necessarily a ball of hydrogen and helium. Like, oh no, that's the sun because that's Helios. And I love that. I think that's so intrinsic to D&D that
My character's also Greco-Roman from before we found out that we weren't the center of the universe too. So it's probably a hybrid of just maybe it actually is that way, or maybe I just have no idea what science is, and I think I do.
I think that's also sorry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, just kind of like that's all right. It means I'm doing a good job if you but yeah, no, I think it's really interesting, like even just like having like this role playing like dialogue thing is just like what like gods and magic exist in this world, but like how do different people and cultures interpret that?
True. Like, how does a guy that is an engineer and makes clockwork things just stand by and listen to me talk about the horny sun god?
I'm just sitting here like,
So that's one of the things I have read into the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, and I would totally run this campaign from it. But it's basically Magic the Gathering did a whole, Greco-Roman setting, and they took an allegory for all the major gods and goddesses. And so, like, the goddess Demeter was like Karametra, the goddess of harvest and nature. Right. And then there's like Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, is Nylia. And so she kind of has like this thing, like they're very dynamic, like Nylia and Karametra kind of fight because one represents, horticulture, whereas one represents like, forestry and like wildness. And one, domesticated animals are like cool, but the other one are like, oh, that's like a crime against nature.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, all of these gods in the pantheon have like these really dynamic views and like stuff. Like, it's just, I love the setting of Theros. It's very Greek. And like one spoiler of the book is like, in this region, the gods didn't exist before the people like worshipped them. So it's actually like the people who, through their worship of these deities that control various aspects of the natural world and various like philosophical and religious concepts like order and chaos, it's actually their worship of the gods that like made them come into being. Like, I forget what like principle it is. Like, there's some people that believe like the SCPs, like it's because people believe that they're real. There's like a Tibetan monk sort of like philosophy that like thoughts manifest things into an existence.
I'm real scared of accidentally walking.
They do, and I'm tired of pretending they don't.
So like the whole idea in this area is like for Theros, it's the people worshiping the gods that created the gods themselves, and now they're corporeal like things. They're just as powerful as the gods of other pantheons, but they were like created through worship rather than existing inherently. And so like it's a cool philosophical thing. Like, are all gods in the D&D universe like that, or is it like really like, okay, yeah, no, there's these like cosmic things that happened, and like, I think the cosmology of Faerun and like Forgotten Realms is like, you know, there's certain gods and like their actions created the different circles, and then they created things like, you know, there's the god of the dragons, okay, and then they kind of like did something, and there's Tiamat and like the good dragon, and they did things in the world. I don't know. It's like really cool. I could talk about like arcane.
I feel like I pushed a button.
Well, I think this is a really interesting part of not only like
Yeah.
the D&D world, but like, you know, I just think it's interesting. I love this topic.
Agreed.
Ah, shit. Anyhow, we're in
Anywho, back to
we're in the church. Yeah. Can't remember. You guys are
Oh
talking
yeah, we were stepping out to take a peek at the graveyard, and
okay.
but like nonchalantly, like, oh wow, what a great day, isn't it beautiful?
Magic is cool as shit. All right.
Love it.
Anything you're looking for in particular?
uh, um, Freshly dug grave sites, since there's a guy with a shovel for sure.
Can I do an investigation check to see if there's like a sign?
You're looking for like sun symbology and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll for that.
15? Yeah.
There's not really nothing that you can find that's like sun related or solar or any of the solar bodies that you can find. You want to roll for graves? Looking for like fresh graves, you said, Corey?
Yeah, I mean, it would just be like a fresh dirt patch more than anything crazy. I'm not gonna go probe into it. I'm just like taking a sideways glance out there. It's a 14.
I'd say in a town this size, it's probably fair that somebody died recently. So
Yeah, I'm just really wondering about why there's a guy walking around with a shovel if it's not super fresh digging, like actively.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Pastor comes out and says, looking to pay your respects to anyone in particular?
We're still pretty new here. Did something happen?
Oh, that was old Molly Henderson. She, bless her soul, lived to the ripe old age of 45.
My old age. Yeah, what's the average lifespan for somebody in Barovia?
I mean, I'm taking this off of like pseudo medieval Renaissance Romania, so I think it probably like people don't actually live that long as like
Yeah,
a hit points commoner probably.
Yeah, I was just.
Well, if you think the lifespan's short now, consider that there's also a saber-toothed cat on the loose.
what kind of cat it is.
Oh yeah. Does my passive perception pick up any screaming since it's not that big of a town?
No screaming.
Oh, good.
All you guys
Missing
know is that
children in the
that
night.
cat.
No.
So kind.
Anyway, yes, Blanya, I believe that we might have to come back at night or something. Look
Remember
around.
the pastor's still here.
Yeah.
The like admire the architecture in the moonlit night.
there
My
any-
thoughts exactly, Ro.
You all seem very interested in this place. Is there any more questions I can help you with?
Yes. When do you leave exactly? And are
Yeah. Oh, do you live here? Do you wrap up soon?
Yes, I
Oh
live
no, I was joking. I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
was joking as well.
way too telling.
Yeah. But no, thank you, Father. I think that is all the questions I had. I was just, I curious as to the local culture and traditions of this land, as we are newcomers to Barovia.
Oh, how so? Or, I mean, like, what kind of questions about our traditions in this land do you have?
Well, I'm not sure, but I've heard quite a lot about these festivals that happen. Are there any that are related to your religion or the saint, or is it more of just general festivities?
Ah, now that you mention it, let me make sure that I'm right. Damn it. Okay. He says the burgomaster Baron Vargas Vilakovich. He basically he makes all of these festivals just about once a week. It keeps the people's spirits up, and in fact, we have one festival coming up in about 3 days from now. The Festival of the Blazing Sun will be held in the town square. The last festival we had was the Wolf Head Jamboree. You might have seen the wolf heads on pikes outside. That was part of the festival.
Oh, we thought that you guys were just based as fuck and didn't like wolves either.
Oh, of course not. They plagued the lands, and anywhere outside of the city walls, especially heading up to Lake Zarovic, is full of wolves, dire wolves, and werewolves.
What does this Festival of the Blazing Sun entail? What are some of the activities, or is it a day of worship?
Mm,
Got our sun.
it's okay. I'm pretty sure it's in the appendix here. Okay.
I gotta say, Alex, I like these cards. I like the whole. I like mysteries and riddles.
I like the fact that there's an element where like we really want to go solve the mystery, but then it's like horrifying when we do finally solve it. And it's like I kind of wish that I didn't.
Mhm. That's why I like love modules, because like I wish I could think this good about things, but like these people that are paid to like it's their job to come up with like creative like things that I can put my own spin on it. I love that.
Yeah.
Must be such a fun job.
Oh man, I love this. So this festival is it's a memorial to the sun and how it rises, and even in the darkest of nights, the sun always rises again. Um, there's children that are dressed as flowers and walk through the street. Men and women carry a wicker ball that represents the sun. There's a procession of all the flowers that the local florists grow that are followed in a procession of horseback, small floats. Um, the ball is then hoisted and hung from scaffolding, and the townsfolk will splash it with oil, and the wicker sun will be set ablaze.
Uh-oh.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds like a completely normal thing to do.
Completely safe. Follows all social regulations. Yes, thank you, Father, for filling us about this.
Of course.
I hope you will be around to watch the festivities.
I hope so too, my child. The festivals are really all that keeps us, and the walls, of course, all that keeps us sane.
it's good to have hope.
Yes.
It's like in face of overwhelming, circumstances.
Despair. Yeah.
Because the burgomaster always says, all will be well.
Yes, yes. I hope so as well. And with that, I am going to, I guess, unless anyone else has any other questions, I will take my leave of the church.
Yeah, I'm going to church.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right.
Plus, I think somebody's got some apologizing to do.
I think perhaps the best place to figure out where what was it, Rictavio is perhaps the bar at the Running Water Inn or whatever, water something.
Sure.
Yeah, back to the inn then. Although, I do find it interesting, Blenny, that apparently what's the type? What's the burgomaster's motto or slogan saying is that all will be well. And one of the cards did mention that there is a town that all is not well. It does seem.
I did pick up on that. Jakey's.
How about
Are we still making him apologize, or are we going into the burgomaster's house to be lights?
Also, not unironically, yes, I had written down a note, and I don't remember why, but I wrote down it's for the torturer dealing with the holy symbol, the burgomaster purple light.
Yes, yes, like you were saying, I think this town may lead us to the true meaning behind more than just one of these cards. The church, I feel like, is a good lead for the meaning of the monk card, but the torturer card, the one that talked about the town not being all well,
Yes.
house of corruption with a dark room full of steel ghosts.
If one of these artifacts at this church is in fact one which we seek, I don't know that we need to be in such a hurry to take this first, when there's much more to be done in this town.
Although I have a feeling, based on what the father was saying about the saint, is that this artifacts or treasure that we may seek will come less in the form of a weapon and more of perhaps it is the knowledge that we will find. Maybe some book or.
The friendship we forged along the way.
Indeed so.
But I think that what we will find in the church is not a weapon.
No, but that which we do seek in the church, I think we shouldn't be in such a hurry to go to go take it.
Yes, I don't think it's the most pressing. I would like to, I think, tonight, rather than stake out the church, would be more very interested in, like you were saying, these lights. Does not seems very conspicuous and worth checking out.
Yes. Right after we apologize, of course.
Yes, I feel like there is definitely a cat we need to find. I have a feeling it's a little more severe than that. But I guess we'll see. Back to the inn then.
Here we go.
We're to the inn.
Yeah, I mentioned just as a point, if you're looking for somebody in the town, the tavern's probably the best place to go. Um, Irwin, and I like the spelling. It's Urwen.
Oh, I
Irwin.
remember Steve Irwin.
Oh.
Like Steve Irwin. It's like Irwin. Kind of like
Yeah.
first from
I like
Beowulf.
that.
But yeah.
Very cool. Actually, I had to go back to the inn anyhow, so perfect.
Hey, look! I found a doll that looks just like you.
Hey, whoa. Don't discredit me. I come with nothing but the purest of intentions.
Fortunately, we don't have a life-size doll.
I'll show you right here on this doll where I'd like to touch you.
Oh god. Well, I
Like
guess
what other-
we go into the inn. Is Rectavio here?
Wait. I have one more. Show me on this doll where you got hurt falling from heaven.
Oh!
Parents coming down.
Oh my god. That was so good, but like so awful.
Sorry, I just stole like 3 potential like shit. What is it? Pickup
That's
lines.
why I pick
Sorry.
up lines.
So, Rectavia?
Yeah. So you guys head to the tavern, I assume.
Yep.
Certainly.
When you enter, there's a large crowd that's gathered around the bar, and you notice Blinsky is there drinking from a pint glass. You can tell that his eyes are wide open and he's speaking very passionately to the crowd, and they're like hanging on his every word.
I'm interested.
I would, yeah, listen in.
So he said, you hear him saying, and it was this wide, its teeth were like daggers. I like to die as a fright. I worry so much, my poor Piccolo, upon seeing the beast scampered out and it followed, and I hate to think what might have happened, but I'm thankful to just have my life. Whew.
I'm just gonna stare at Bob.
All of us just staring at Bob.
Some cat.
Yep. He was some cat.
Is Irina down there?
Well, yeah, she's paying attention. She sees you guys come in and says, "Can you believe it? This guy thinks he saw a giant tiger with big teeth. I wonder if he hasn't had too much wine, you know?"
I actually am inclined to believe him. These are strange times.
Really? Well, then it's lucky this man he truly was attacked by this beast. He's lucky to be alive. I wondered why the tiger had more interest in his pet monkey than the man himself.
I couldn't possibly say. Do you have a moment to come sit with us at this booth?
Of course, of course.
Okay. Do prepare yourself. You might find this odd. Well, I have a feeling I know the source, perhaps, of Strahd's fascination with you.
Is that so?
Yeah, indeed, and I will present to her the picture of Tatiana.
And Irina looks at it and She looks like she's seen a ghost. It's as if someone had presented each and every one of you with a spinning image of yourself, but clearly on like centuries old paper.
Yeah. Like a Confederate.
Yeah, like a
Like
Confederate,
what?
like one of those like,
Oh,
ooh, this person's a time traveler, sort of thing.
Why is that a picture of me wearing a 1930s German soldier uniform?
And so she looks in astonishment and says, where did you find this?
Okay, I'm gonna have to sleight of hand this one. I'm going to remove only one doll without her seeing all the others. Hmm. How's 12?
She looks at the doll and she says, I'm so confused. What is going on?
Well, your terrified drunk Fred right here says this image and the doll that he created in her likeness is actually Strahd's lover from long ago, who he lost and sent him into madness. Her name was Tatiana.
I can't believe she looks so much like me.
Indeed so, milady. You may consider changing your appearance so as not to cause alarm, as these dolls are really something of a popular item in town, so I wouldn't want you to be recognized and mistaken for her and sold out to Strahd.
Oh, funny, I haven't seen any of these dolls around. Otherwise, I would have been shocked. My family has no ties to Strahd. How I could look exactly like this woman. I look more like her than the pictures I've seen of my own grandmother. I don't know what to say. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I should go into hiding some more and change my appearance.
You're my sister! You're my sister!
Wait, are you doing that with the doll?
No, I was just thinking. Well, if Strahd had a Joe Dirt moment when he finally did get a hold of Verana. Anyway,
I'm gonna talk to Blinsky.
Blinsky.
Did you happen to get an idea of where this large cat went?
It exited the warehouse and headed towards the southeast of town. I don't know where. I'm just shocked that it followed after my piccolo, and no idea where it went since. Although I did, upon telling everyone my tale, the one who seemed the most interested was that pointy-eared fella, who ran off as soon as I had gotten out the whereabouts of the creature.
oh,
Oh.
you don't say. Well, he does seem to be the type that's always in a hurry, doesn't he?
Yes, but today with particular purpose, I suppose.
Sheesh.
I would be very careful, my friends. There appears to be a monster on the loose.
Sounds rough.
Do you think that this would be a short one? I probably have to wrap it up in the next half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to go too past 8.
Yeah.
I think this is one that won't take too long, and then maybe we can just like you go to the burgomaster's house, fade to black.
Ah, yes, a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I think that would be a good place to start. Um, I don't think the kitten caper is going to be as big of a thing as it sounds.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I suppose.
Wow, man, people kill their pets. You raised your pets. You didn't need a leash. You didn't need a cage.
Well, I suppose should we get after it with a
If you could talk to them, like
investigation check?
having trusted each other with your lives. Sadly, yeah, I guess that's not true. For most of them, I guess. If my family pet, he would never leave. We would talk all day long with each other. When my parents were gone on hunting trips to provide food for the family, me and my dog, oh, we would have the best of times. We'd just talk to each other.
Everyone in the
long.
bar is just staring at Bob, who's been monologuing for like quite some time now, and it's like, what in the hell?
Very blank stares on this end.
It's like he's just talking about pets and stuff, and everyone is just like, what?
Well, regardless of what Bob is doing, I never will have the time. Pliny, I believe we might have some luck trying to track down this large ship or Octavio himself. If you use your owl Archimedes and maybe fly around the town a couple times.
Oh, certainly, Archimedes.
What type of owl?
Barn.
And he slams in the door.
Yeah, I assume like someone is like just entering the bar because I've heard a commotion and it like silently pat. Like, have you ever seen one of those videos where like there's two people standing like a foot apart and like the owl's trainer like calls to it and it like its wings come down just in time to clear their legs and then back up to land on the. You never seen this, Jay?
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's cool. I'll pull it up when we're done. Yeah,
That sounds dope.
It's cool. Anyhow, Archimedes flies in.
Archimedes, and I'm going to put in his brain the image of a very large house cat with huge front fangs. Because that's all that I have to go off of. So, find me this, please.
So Archimedes flies off, and I'd say in about an hour, I think that's what it would take to like clear the whole city. It returns, and however it indicates to you no luck, it does so.
Ugh. Well, Bob.
Yep. What?
I think that perhaps a handwritten letter might have to do for now.
Works for me.
Bob can't write.
Well, I suppose since we do not know where Octavio is at the moment to hand him the letter, I guess we could just
shove it on the
mail
wagon.
it
Call
to
it
his
a day.
card's door.
Shove it under the door and call it a day.
Yeah, return back to the cart and leave the note there, I suppose.
Sorry about cat. Bob.
Goodness.
Mr. Rumbuckle, what do you think?
Zoned out. They're
What?
talking about just like the same thing when you like hit somebody's car with your door getting out, just leave a note. Like, hey, sorry, my bad. Phone number. They're thinking of just like leaving that at the cart.
That sounds perfectly fine to me. It might be wise to eventually find him, but for now, this might be the best we can do.
You'll deal with it. It's fine.
Bob, do you see that your actions have consequences?
It's his pet. He should have kept him on. He shouldn't have even had a leash. He should have just. He should have known. He should have trusted him.
You do realize he did all he could, right? He kept him locked in. I'm sure he had food and water.
Windows cracked.
Yeah,
His favorite song on
we
the.
saw that the cracked window, the AC was on.
You just trust. You don't even need that. If you honestly trust your pet with your life, you don't need a cage.
Bob, if someone comes and steals your pet,
I didn't steal his pet.
Bob,
I didn't steal his pet.
Bobbert,
I took a look at it. And
Bob!
he went off. Not much I could do
Oh,
there.
goodness.
I could just
I did not
picture
carry him along with us to the church. I mean, I did not steal the dog or the cat.
talking.
I just looked in, and he jumped. And he
Bob,
ran.
if you go to a petting zoo and you undo the latch and all the animals walk out,
Are there petting
I'm
zoos at
fairly
this time?
certain that's not
What's a
legal.
petting zoo?
Bob, I know we're from very different areas. I know you're from out in the what is it? Where are you from again? The cold
Yander.
Yes, where we talk to our animals, where we speak with our animals, where we have a connection with our animals, that we don't need to put them in damn cages. We don't even have cages.
Bob's a member of PETA.
Oh, God.
The guy to go to like a fur farm and is like let all the critters go and be like,
No.
dude, they told me to.
No.
But that's literally your excuse. Is you're like, this animal is locked up.
No.
But I used speak with animal to talk to it, and it said, dude, it's all right. Just let me out. And you did, and
No,
you
I
don't feel.
trusted. I said, did you have a leash? Did you have a leash? And he went, yeah.
You
I
lied.
did. I'm good. I have my experience with animals, my experience with pets, my experience with owners with pets, or they talk to their animals. Their animals have a connection, a bond.
Well, Bob, you know
That they
what?
do not need a cage.
In some
They
of our
do
more
not need-
urban areas of this
I'm
world,
not PETA. I
listen
just
here, Bob.
I trust my pet with my life,
Bob,
and he loves me, and I love him, and that we don't need a cage.
Bob pays whatever the highest subscription donations you can to me.
He's a platinum member.
He's invited to
I'm not a
expensive
PETA
events.
person.
He listens to Sarah McLachlan on repeat.
I hunt wolves for Christ's sake.
In the eyes of angels.
You're an animal suffering right now. Through your monthly gift, we can help give these dogs a loving
There's a difference
family.
between that and growing up with your dog.
Bob
or your wolf.
balls his eyes out way more than the average person would at those Sarah McLachlan commercials.
I know more about animals than all of you combined.
I'm just-
I talk with my animals.
I'm just picturing there's this meme of like a really fat Labrador retriever, and like there's a sign in like the kennel that says, "Do not feed the dog. He's on a diet." And like the caption is, "They're lying to you, brother."
I don't. That's not my thing.
All right.
I have balls in my-
Simmer down,
I have
simmer
balls in my
down,
pets.
simmer down.
I have balls in my pets. I don't need my family, my clan, my people have not had the need to put their dogs and their cats and their elk and their deer and their bears in a freaking prison. We talk with them. We have a bond with them. They understand us and we understand them. So we do not need to place them in such confined spaces. So when the animal told me that it wanted to stretch its legs, I thought that was just a viable option. Any animal will want to stretch the legs. So I let him out, assuming that he would just stretch his legs and hop back in. But apparently, that was not the case. And he hopped out and he ran away. And at that point, I just went, well, he'll come back. They always do. That's my experience. Is that if they did run off to stretch their legs or do what they had to do, they always come back because there's that bond. There's that connection where you trust one another. Or if you just ran off and you just didn't come back, you're probably killed or you're dead at that point. Because I lived in the mountains in the Arctic. At that point, if you didn't come home, you were probably someone's food.
You're still going to apologize.
I'm just gonna write a note and call it a day. Why would you apologize to someone? Why they're panicking?
Everyone's staring at Bob again.
Just like that scene from The Incredibles is like, oh ho, you caught me monologuing again. All right. So, you writing a note or what?
You want me to write a note? I mean, I'll write a fucking note.
I hope you have proficiency with a calligrapher's tool.
I don't.
I use leatherworking tools. I can stamp it.
There's this guy on YouTube, it's called Building Character, and he tells you how to make different pop culture, like heroes and characters from animes and like stuff like that into like D&D
I
characters.
don't know if it's him, but I've seen some people that do.
But it's like a running joke that like the most broken skill in the game is proficiency with calligrapher's tools.
What's the toy maker's name again? It's Gondolf.
Gondol.
I forget what it was. There's something that was like really similar to
Gandalf.
Gadolf.
Gadolf.
Gadolf. Spell that?
Gadof. So it's like we're missing an N and an L, and that's it.
Gotcha. Okay. I was making a meme.
Should have with your. Are you right-handed? Are you right-handed? So you should have it with your left hand. Oh god. I shouldn't have made that suggestion.
Yeah, you did. And then you get I'm writing like I'm 2 years old. With a freaking like 20-year-old like vocabulary.
I'm not doing that bad, actually.
For those not in the studio audience, you can see Ryan writing, holding in his fist the pencil, kind of like they do in like traditional Chinese like character drawing. And the note reads, I am sorry your cat has trust issues, Bob.
Better than I was expecting. I thought it would say, get fucked, nerd.
It's not that
I
mean.
kind of want to keep this and frame this. He actually wrote it on the back of a character sheet. All right. Do you all consider, is this good enough?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we can get a proper in-person apology.
I'm just gonna say the same thing.
Sorry.
I feel slightly to blame considering that I didn't actually stop him.
Yeah, you guys are just like, oh, he's grunting at this animal, and you're like, I don't
Well,
know.
we said you really shouldn't do this, but you're a grown man.
And now we're talking to him like as a child.
He made his decisions. We gave him a chance.
All right.
I would have made it again. I have trust in him. I trust the animals I talk to.
I can picture like a similar character being played like an Oath of the Ancients paladin.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Like Animal Liberation Fronts.
Oh my god.
That's hideous.
Or like I pictured like one of those, like I think it was a video where it was like some like vegan like taking like a tortoise from a pet store and like be free and like throwing it into a lake.
What if the pet store was just found in a box turtle? Like,
Or like someone that's like, what are you talking about? My cat loves vegan food, and the cat's like emaciated.
Weighs 3 pounds and has no hair. Those people are so stupid.
Ryan, you're calling them stupid. It's the equivalent of letting a golden retriever out of someone's car because it looks sad.
Or kind of warm on a December morning.
I trusted what the cat said. That's just my trust. That's what I do. I trust the animals I talk to.
Yeah, no one's more trustworthy than a saber-toothed tiger.
Now you've learned that animals can lie.
This is a learning lesson.
What did we learn?
Shut up.
Hey, now hold up. Let's keep that self-righteous attitude. You were warned not 5 in-game minutes, or not in-game, out-of-game minutes before. Don't trust anyone, and the first thing you do is take a prisoner and say, "Now, don't do that again."
Don't do it bad or I'll be angry.
Now, granted, I say into a populated city with walls, but
I couldn't tell what it was.
and that was rationale to let it out the more.
It said that it was on a leash. Chain. It said it was on a chain.
We're gonna go through this entire campaign. We're gonna kill Strahd, and after Strahd, Reggie Templeton is gonna walk out like he's gonna appear from Black.
Surprise! It was me all along.
Killed every room in Nine Hells.
I'm reminded of another, since you said like you told me so. There's actually it's a magnet on my childhood. I think it's still there. It's a magnet on the refrigerator it's a sign. It's cartoonish, and it says "Do not feed the bears." And there's like a brown bear wearing like a clearly fake pair of deer antlers, and it's just like, "I am not a bear." I don't know. Anyhow.
Do you know what that is, actually? There's a species for that, Alex.
Thank you, friend.
I know what it's gonna say, what it's gonna be, but tell me anyway, Corey.
It's a beer.
Well,
I've been lied to by an animal.
now you have.
Yeah, now I feel really bad.
All right. So, since you feel bad,
That
this is not that. It's like, like my pride's a little hurt, but
I still trusted it. And they duped on me, and so I'm really used to it. If it dupes on me, it's probably gonna die later on.
all right. So we have a note. We're gonna take it to the wagon. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right. You all head back to where the stockyard and that place, but you find the wagon is gone. You can tell there's indents where the tires used to be. Seems like it had been there for a while, but it's been finally moved.
I went, look, Canada. I get a town.
I just take a nail and I nail it to the door.
The wagon's gone,
No.
You just put it where it was.
Take like a rock, like a heavy rock, and put it on top with a note and leave it in space.
Well,
At least I don't have to apologize to him now. Yay!
I potentially track where the wagon went? Is there indent showing?
Okay, guys, he's gone. Let's just drop it.
I'm sure that's what you would like. Luckily for me, however, I am not you. So I would like to find the man. Well, in the meantime, during the short downtime, I have posted a meme in the group chat that I made.
I liked it already.
When we first met your character, and being like,
Yeah,
being
thank you,
like,
Corey.
I'm here to kill Strahd and wizards, and I was like, go, kitty cats free!
My motivation is kill evil leaders. Now, like, bro, what's the meme? It's like,
Connor.
it's like the werewolf next to like the golden retriever, where it's like one's like, ah, and then the
Oh yeah.
kill Strahd, and then like save the cats.
I did not save again.
Hello, all you cool cats and kittens.
Hey there, cool cats and kittens.
Oh God.
That bitch Carol Baskins.
I am not,
Bob.
I'm not Peanut. Stop.
No. I bet you look like her husband. Picture like the husband on yeah, whatever his name is, just like with pointier ears. Oh shit, that would be really easy to Photoshop. Anyhow, that's sort of a difference.
Just the picture
You
of
gotta
him, she
think
had
of the
like,
memes from
she had
the.
like typed
Yeah,
out
honest,
there.
I'm gonna steal the one you made. That'll be one of the. I like because like last time I realized I also didn't post last meeting's recording. I made it, but I haven't uploaded it to YouTube. My bad.
Oh God.
But there's like 4 different.
You mean that old dude?
I can't see. Yeah, that guy.
Oh God.
The one she didn't kill.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, I like last time there was like 3 or 4 different like potential names. I'm just like, let's just do 3 different like I've got so much material for this. It's gonna be great. Anyhow, so the track isn't or the cart isn't there.
I want to go look for him.
You said the tracks appear to go off in a direction.
Oh no, I don't think there's any tracks necessarily, because like the road is pretty traveled by. Perspective, I'll move Irina. This is where like the warehouse is. This is like where the cart was. You can tell indents where it had been sitting. Seemingly, it had been there for a while, but you can't tell like if it moved. It's just like. It's like how in a parking lot you can see the tire indents because there's been a.
Damn, that dude finally found a place where he belonged in the world, and then Ryan, or rather Bob,
Again.
ruined this guy's life, sent him packing back on the road when he finally was starting to make friends.
Mrs. Puff, I'm gonna skip town and come up with a new name and start a new life. No, not again.
All right, well, I'm gonna reach down and touch the indent
Ooh.
to discover the depth of it.
I mean, is that like do you have like a special tracking skill or anything?
No, but I've been acting a bit like Watson lately, so I just want to go touch the spot where the indent is.
I'm sure back home you studied chariots and other horse-drawn.
Yeah, well, specifically Arcana, I have an inkling that perhaps he's still there.
I don't know.
I mean, are you gonna like?
Is there an invisible cart?
I mean, are you trying to? It seems fairly straightforward to test that theory.
Yeah, I was trying to make it sound more discreet, but yeah. Slap, slap, slap.
I was picturing you like put out a hand and then like when you don't meet resistance, like almost falling over.
Well, does that happen?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
20 feet.
Oh, well,
Oh my God, it's here.
most impressive, he made his cart not only invisible but incorporeal.
Well,
Jeez.
Well, I feel like we've done, everything that we can for now. I guess
Yeah.
we just have to wait until he shows up again. I would like to talk to him and, again, but we've tried looking for him by birds, on foot, and he hasn't really showed up, so.
okay, but like to be fair, did you have the bird look for him?
I thought we did. Oh, we didn't have the bird.
Oh, no, we had it look for a kitty cat with big teeth.
Yes, maybe we'll send our communities to look around for the wagon.
Yeah, I'll roll the note up, give it to Archimedes, and tell him to deliver it to the cart if he finds it. Otherwise, bring it right back.
All right, give him about another hour to sweep the city and nothing. Here's he.
He's a pretty talented owl, so go ahead and go outside of the city, especially to the south where the other gypsy camp is.
How long are you wanting the bird
I'm like,
to like go
trying to
out?
find something to do for the next couple hours.
Yeah. Just for the rest of the day.
How
I mean,
wide berth are you trying to like?
what's that?
How wide outside the city? I'm just trying to come up with like a radius.
Oh, I don't really know the natural range of a barn owl, but probably something within that.
Me neither. I was kind of hoping you would be like, oh yes, only a mile outside of town, and then I could just be like, okay.
Sure, a mile outside of town.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Dang it!
But you had plenty of hours to read your book, of course.
I thought I finished my book.
Oh, did you finish your book?
Yeah.
Did you increase your constitution and stuff?
Accordingly.
Good. Okay. I wasn't sure if you had or not.
I guess while I was there, since we were just waiting around and we were right by the stockyard, I guess I know my chain wouldn't be ready yet, but the ball bearings he said would be ready by the afternoon.
Oh yeah. Well, he said it would take about an hour. The other stuff will be the next day. Yeah, you can get the gold ball bearings.
Yes, and then I guess the rest of the time we'll be searching around for a couple hours. I'll just, sharpen my swords.
Okay.
My sword, singular. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just clever.
I've been thinking, Mr. Rumbuckle. I know you guys think that I've been having the hots for Arena, because she's hot. Oh, by the way, I got that picture back. I let her keep one of the dolls. But anyway, so hear me out, right? Strahd finds this image of Tatiana irresistible. So, with your talents and skills, we rig it with a bomb. And then we give it to Strahd, and he takes it home to his little coffin and goes in to snuggle up for the night, and suddenly there's an entire sunshine in the middle of his rack.
Okay, so that's not where I thought you were doing an elaborate, like, trying to get a sex doll and, like, rationalizing it with, well, if we made something that looked like her enough that, and then you like, no, I'm going full Taliban on this thing.
You all...
I'm terrorist now.
Sunshine, IED.
Sunshine IED.
You all doubted my chivalry?
Or like if we had an evocation wizard do like the portable fireball thing. I forget what
Yeah. Or a rune?
I
Like
had so many like ideas in my head for like how you such an underutilized spell. You could do so much with that.
because this is like a marble and you can place it somewhere and like
Right?
just
Like,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't cause mayhem in a city. You could just cast it, drop it down like into a sewer, and then just leave it for a couple hours. And every I'm pretty sure that spell is like every minute it stays there, it gets more powerful.
Wait, which spell?
I forget what the actually hold up.
Is it delayed blast fireball?
Give me a sec. I know my
Yeah.
evocation wizard has it.
Late blast fireball.
So anyway, just something to mull over. As much as I hate to part with one of these dolls, I guess I only have 2 left. Those were just bonuses too, because I wanted one for the doll ID and one for her to have.
Yeah. The late blast fireball is 12d6 with the beat. Every round of combat, it increases by another d6. So every 6 seconds, it gets another d6.
So we put the delayed blast anal bead in this doll. They go snuggle up in the coffin for the night. We drop some heavy shit on the coffin and just let the thing incinerate him. Or we chain the coffin shut and then
Like what you could
If we're able to
just
get that
make a little
close,
clockwork thing that then because what happens is if the bead is disturbed, then it'll go off. So if you made a little like a cushioned case, but then after a certain time the timer would go off and then it would drop the bead, then it would hit the ground. Basically, time it would just level the castle.
I mean, I can't. I don't ever learn this spell. I can't put this into an item.
I mean, does anyone
No,
learn
I'm not saying this is an actual plan, but if someone was able to cast that spell, you could basically have a tiny portable nuke.
Well, but you could do this with so many other different things. Like if someone learns
oh yeah.
coding, where you have to have heard of that spell. Jake.
There's other glyphs and other things. There's plenty of traps that we could set. Anyway, I just wanted to put it in your guys' head to stew there for a couple weeks.
Ooh, when do you learn it?
It's a 3rd level spell, so it might.
You're at 5th. Oh, I guess it does take a while for.
Yeah, I'm not really playing one this go around, but I love spellcasting because there's just so many combinations of things.
Fun fact. I think I have never run a player. Actually, that's not true. Because I don't always play variant human. But if I ever play a variant human, I always take Arcane Initiate because I want the Mold Earth cantrip. Because, hear me out, given enough time, you could dig like a 100-foot hole and put like a doormat over it and deal maximum falling damage with it at 1st level.
Well, I've got a great plan. Let's just peasant king Strahd.
I just Mold Earth is one of those
That just sounds like being a dwarf with more steps.
I mean,
Better just put wooden stakes at the bottom and make a giant punji trap for Strahd.
right, and then drop something heavy on him. That's when you drop the delayed blast.
Yeah. But oh, so we'll have to tempt him in with the doll. So hear me out, right? We put an animated or a mechanical skeletal structure within the inside of this doll, so it runs up to him, gives him a hug on his little bony ankle, and then runs away, right? He's like, "Oh my god, there she goes, I love her." Run, 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 run. Straight into the trap.
I can do some clockwork tinkering with this doll. But while I do not have extremely powerful explosive capabilities via my own wizardry, not wizardry, arcane ability, we have the right materials. I could make you
Please,
an IED in a arena.
I beseech you, make me a remote control Arana.
It would. Quick question. Does, and also I can make you roll to see if it does exist, but does gunpowder exist in this setting?
Can I find alchemical fire?
I gotta
Maybe even
say
like-
there's gotta be the capacity to do it. Like there's gotta be what do you call it?
Or even if not gunpowder, just any sort of like dynamite.
There's gotta be an apothecary somewhere that you
I mean, all you need is saltpeter, Everest,
Yeah. All right. So, anything else you guys want to do before we close off the session?
I'm gonna think of what I can do to install.
Nope.
All right. Is the
I just
goal?
wanted to spitball.
Gotcha. Is the goal still to go outside the Burgermat? Well, probably spend sleep the night off at the inn, but next sort of thing is the Burgermaster's house. Is that still the
I
plan?
don't know about everyone else, but since the purple flashes happen at night, I thought we were just gonna stay
Yeah, I
here.
thought we were doing a stakeout.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, that's fine. And
that's what I'm thinking.
that's where we'll begin next session.